Has it just been a shit garbage week at work? Stuff piling up and nothing getting done? And you just feel like there's absolutely
God damn it,
no
because you
relief,
people have to drink
and you need
fucking
something to
vodka
wind down
now.
the weekend? Nope.
Fucking assholes.
Not gonna happen. That's just not gonna do it.
That's why I'm
But
not
wait,
fucking muted right now.
Bullet Bourbon? That's the official bourbon of the Absolute Geek Podcast.
Open my goddamn Red Bull if I want to.
Baby Yoda knows what to do. Go home to your happy
Fucking
place.
vodka. How am I going to get a Bullet sponsorship
Have
drinking
those new
vodka?
comics. Now pour yourself some of that sweet Bullet Bourbon. Have a drink and forget about the BS. Now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the Absolute Geek Podcast. Brought to you by Bullet Bourbon.
Hello. Now it's time to podcast.
Friday night in Phoenix. Woo! You're listening to the Absolute Geek Podcast.
God damn it.
Thank
Now
you.
this episode has to be sponsored by Belvedere because I'm out of fucking whiskey, motherfuckers.
Thank you, Darts. It is definitely Friday night in Phoenix, and you're listening to Phoenix, let alone the world's premier geek and nerd podcast. And contrary to popular belief, pop culture podcast also. The Absolute Geek Podcast. I'm Matt.
I am vodka drinking fucking Kyle.
I am Coke drinking Corban.
I am, at some point, I'm going to have to go get a drink, Chad. AKA Solo Wookie.
Fucking
I guess-
followers.
I guess I should be. I'm out of a drink, Matt. I don't. Guess I should have went that.
Where do you go with that? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Everyone's
Drink
going drinks. I should have just been sad out of a drink, Matt. But what's going on, fellas?
Fucking long week, man.
Fuck yeah. it
Thank
is.
you. Yeah, second that. I was about to. Yes.
Fucking thank God it's Friday.
Man, Grumpy Gus was out of his shell this week.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, no.
You know, every Friday, part of my ritual before the show is I didn't this week. I thought I had more bourbon than I did. Is I usually go out, I get Mexican food from Filiberto's, and I get, carne asada fries for the kids and super nachos for me because I like to watch my girlish figure. And then I usually stop.
Well, it's almost bikini season in Phoenix.
It is. It's almost bikini season. You're right. And then I usually get a couple Red Bulls, and I just have this routine that I do. Well, a couple weeks ago, or last week, when I was sitting in line at Filiberto's, there was this car. So here in Old Town Glendale, there's a Filiberto's. Most people know what Filiberto's. It's a little Mexican joint. And here we have a place called Pete's Fish and Chips. And they make
I have one too.
it's pretty nasty. I don't understand why people like it.
I was just going to ask because I'm not from here. Is it good? I've never been there.
I
Good or
don't
bad?
think it's good, but
Okay.
but there's a line like 20 cars long all the time. So I'm totally not in the norm of disliking.
Okay.
Like liking it is the norm, and I am outside of that norm. And so last week I was sitting there and I was at the drive-thru. It was me and Newbie and the kids. We were all together. And we were sitting there, and there's this lady flipping out. She's honking and flashing her lights, and she's honking. And
Was her name Karen?
I think so.
Okay.
And it was, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? She put her car in park in the middle of the road in the line to Pete's, gets out of the car and starts screaming at all the other cars that are in front of her. And the other lady that got out of the car is flipping out, and she's fucking on the phone. And I'm like, this bitch either wants to really drive in the right lane, or this bitch really wants Pete's. And it's not going fast enough. Like one dude was like because like Pete's has like a drive-through, and they have a walk up outside where you can just walk up. There's this dude standing at the window, and you see him go like this, and he walks 15 cars. He goes, what the fuck is your problem, bitch? And she gets out of the car and fucking just loses it. She's honking the horn. And I was like, when I made my round today, it was the same girl that was working at the taco shop that I go to. And I was like, did you ever find out what the fuck that crazy lady was doing? And she's like, yeah, she thought we forgot to put sour cream on her taco.
What?
So, dude, the cops showed up. She called the cops.
Over some sour cream?
Over some
Yeah.
fucking sour cream.
It was a Karen, bro. I mean, listen, man, they're a scourge. They're a scourge.
I don't know what Mexican for Karen is. What would be the
What generation, if I may ask, are the Karens? Like Z?
No, they're late 40s into their early 50s. It's
So
like
they're not baby boomers, but
like
they're
I want to say they're
generation-
multi-generational because the definition of a Karen can fall on anybody at any time.
true. But like the majority of them that we see now, you know what I
think
mean?
they're-
Like,
honestly, they're Generation Xers.
how are they raised? Oh my god! Because they just expect they say the millennials expect the world to be handed to them. I think not. Do we see how these people act?
Well, and it's weird because we're starting to see a lot more of that behavior for a lot of different stuff. I don't know that it's. I'm starting to notice it. I mean, not in just a generation. Even I've seen grown-ass adults now doing it.
Oh,
And-
sorry about it.
And I've seen people on the left, people on the right, people
Yep.
in the middle. I've
Yep.
seen children doing it. I've seen adults doing it.
It's the
I don't-
virus. It's everybody cooped up. It's all these new.
Yeah.
You said it.
Right? I think this, just like we were talking before, but I think this new way we live and this new society we're in, people don't like change, and I think this is a big. Everybody's kind of pushback to change. Nobody wants to change, so everybody's kind of frustrated, and everybody's kind of tight, and everybody's at home all the time, and the babysitter called school isn't there anymore, and so you're home, the kids are home, everybody's home, and you're not getting a break from people.
Yeah.
And I think
There's no
that is
party.
the littlest thing, and it's hey, why did you do that? That's my rights.
Grizz says, did you call Gen Xers Karens? I want to talk to your manager.
Hey, I'm
Oh,
Generation X. I get it. I am too, but that's
I
just.
I just think that the world needs
a little
big
bit of love.
fucking party. Just not only the love, but just a big fucking party. The world needs to come together again and remember, we're all in this together.
We
We're
need, like,
all in the same street.
Like that.
Let's put all the bullshit aside, throw a party. Just a big party. We don't have concerts anymore. We don't have all these other fun thing Comic-Cons. We don't have movies. There's no outlets, man. So let's just, you know what? Fuck all the rules. No one brings guns. There's no
I'm going
knives.
to Target.
There's no
I'm getting
nothing.
TV.
Everybody gets together and just leave your house and just
buddy,
party
you're
in your
right there.
fucking street, man. Just I don't know.
Best life.
Yeah, just dance on the ceiling. Whatever cliche song you want to have. Just everybody, man, let's just get together. Just say, you know what? Fuck it for a night. I don't care what it is. Fuck it for a night. Dance on the ceiling. Do whatever the hell you want. Do fucking whatever cliche song it is.
Grizz says hand jobs and hamburgers will heal the world.
Fucking A. Grizz is a wise man.
But I just, that you're right. That story just represents. I just think that is the frustration. I think I don't want to get political, and I'm not going to get like deep crazy. But our society's going through a change. We're changing everything about us, which there has to be some. You got to scramble some eggs and break some eggs to make the omelet. And I think we're doing that right now, and it's for a lot of good shit, but. A lot of this Karen type stuff, and I think a lot of this stuff is a lot of the backlash.
Yeah,
and God damn it, we don't get any movies till 2021.
I don't.
We all can't go watch Tenet.
Well, there isn't. With that said, there isn't really anything super huge coming out until 2021 that I would really wanted to go see in the theater.
Wonder Woman or Black Widow? No.
I could give two shits about Black Widow.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm just gonna watch it when it comes out, like day one. Like, do I care about it? Is it on my mind? No, not at all. But when it comes out, will I be there? Hell yeah. But I see what you're saying. I'm with you on that. Like, it's just like a filler movie.
Yeah, I feel like it really is kind of a filler movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I really need Black Widow to come out because I bought that Taskmaster Avengers off of fucking Kyle, and I need that book.
Oh, wow.
I need that book to go up in value. Not that I'm going to sell it. Not that I'm going to do anything with it. I just like to have a more expensive collection.
Oh my gosh, always.
I mean, I've had that happen a couple times. I've taken Brent to Burger King because he doesn't drive, and we're sitting there and you pull up and they're like, can you wait a minute? Just a minute. All right, so you're sitting there and this lady's behind us just laying on the horn. Go, go, go. And like Brent, I'm sitting there like, what the fuck, dude? Like I haven't even ordered yet. Chill the fuck out. To the point where Brent got out of the car and turned around and goes, they haven't even let us order yet, you dumb bitch. Calm down.
See, I'm a Brent, man. I'd get out and be like,
right?
I've gotten to the point now, you know what, man? I just started tuning all that shit out. You want to honk and be mad because it's something that's beyond both of our controls?
Be my guest.
Honk away, motherfucker. Like I was, well, man. You want to get mad? Fucking, hey, you know what? It's going to take a few more minutes. Fuck it. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Take a breath. Sit down. Relax. Everyone's in such a hurry. And I will be the first to tell you I am just as bad as everybody else lately. And I'm like, I got to go. I got shit to do. I got to go because I'm so damn busy. But, man, it's that old saying, man. You got to stop and smell the roses or all you're doing is sniffing shit all day long.
I wish the world could be a little bit more like Mario Kart, especially when you're at a green light and it just turns green and someone honks at you the minute it turns green. Just a bag of hammers and chuck a hammer out the back, out your window at them, or a drink, or
so I'm not fucking picking up and going anywhere.
Yeah,
fucking banana peels or fucking. I'm with you. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Every time I have a drink and somebody does it, I contemplate it. I'm like, but I need to have my thirst quenched. I don't want to waste perfectly good Dr. Pepper on this asshole behind me, right, or whatever it is I'm drinking that day. But
well, not only that, but the litter here is absolutely astronomical. I've never lived anywhere where there was more trash around than it really bothers me. I won't
pick the shit up.
I won't get into it, man. Oh, I have. I've walked around the whole neighborhood and picked shit up once. The amount of trash in Arizona. I can't.
People just straight up.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen Chad's "I break for trash" bumper sticker, so he just stops in the middle of the road to pick up some cups or something that he sees.
Picking up trash drives me nuts.
The only bumper sticker on my truck says something along the lines of Unless you're hot and you plan on switching positions later, you better get off my ass.
I'm an electrician. Can I check your shorts?
That's right. I'll get in your shorts.
Bumper
With my
sticker.
strippers.
Because I know what's up.
I'm bringing my strippers.
Chad's bumper sticker says, "Smoke grass, eat ass, drive fast."
That's right. Ass, gas, grass, or cash. Nobody rides for free.
Chad, the solo Wookiee.
He has spoken.
Nah, it's something coming from Colorado, and Colorado had some trash, especially once they legalized weed.
Yeah,
That made it worse, but it is by far cleaner. And I never realized how dirty it was in Phoenix. Now I get here and you drive by and all of a sudden there's a washer and dryer on the side of the road. It's like, what the fuck? I wasn't there yesterday. Where the hell did that come from? Fucking couch sitting next to it. You're like, what the hell?
I'm actually surprised you didn't have my other vehicle as the Starship bumper sticker the first time I saw your truck.
Well, it was a new truck.
I put any stickers on this bad boy.
I'm still hunting for good stickers.
And I've lived here all my life, and I think it's always been kind of like that, shit like that on the side of the roads, because when I drive, and I'm driving, or Nubia's driving or something, and this is something she has spent 20 years trying to break me, I go, there's a bag there. What's in that? Like, I want to pull over and check it out. I don't want to pick it up and throw it away if it's garbage.
You want to inspect.
I just want to think everything's got money in it.
See,
What's that?
I watched
Garbage, keep driving. And I think her living here her whole life too. Say it's just garbage, keep driving. It's just, I think we're just used to it.
Well, like when you see the random pair of pants laying on the road, or like the random shoe or like hat, where it's only one of them, you're like, there's a story there, and I want to know what it is.
Right, there is more clothes on the road in Arizona than anywhere I've ever traveled in my life, and I've been to. Let me see. I'm at 30. Is it 36? It's either 36 or 37 states of the 48. Like I've been.
No,
it may even be higher than that now, but I've been to a crap ton of states, and I have.
Remember if I've been there.
I drove to most of them, and I have never seen so many clothes on the road. My favorite is the luggage rack on top of the car that they didn't know opened up. And it's not like one or two, but it's like 4 pairs of underwear and like 18 pairs of pants.
There's so many couches here in the greater Phoenix area that only have 2 cushions for it.
Right.
Or
Crazy.
you see like the random mattress on the side of the road, or it's crazy the things you see on the side of the road.
Just
Ton of mattresses.
the problem here is if you stop, that means you're accountable.
Yeah.
And if you just keep going and it's in the rearview mirror, it's behind you. It didn't happen. Like when you're driving down the road and all your electrical materials just flying out the back and you don't even notice it. Then you notice it and you're like, I'm
What?
not going to stop. Fucking everybody's running over those 3-0 nail-ons. I'm not going to be responsible for people's fucking nails in their tires. You just keep on driving. And then when you get there, you're like, well, I got to go to Home Depot.
I'm sorry.
Or you see the people moving their house out of their back of their pickup truck, where their stack is 10 feet higher than the cab of their truck, and they're still just going down the road. Doesn't matter what they're doing.
At least those guys strap their shit down. I've seen more people around here lately that they just throw it in the back of their truck.
Just throw a kid on top of it.
No
Say, hold on
bungee cords,
tight.
No nothing. They're just like, that
Hold
shit
on.
should hold.
Yeah, just hold on. We're going home. That's what they're doing.
I've got a great story. So, Jen, she freaking used to work in ICU here, right? And do a bunch of ER shit.
I
and all
see
that,
you too,
right?
Chad.
I see.
And this is a perfect example.
No.
This old guy goes to buy a new mattress, right? Picks it up, doesn't have any straps. Like, okay, you're an idiot. You went to pick up a mattress, you put it in your truck. Yeah. So he tells his wife, just sit on the mattress and hold the mattress down and fucking we'll drive home. So lo and behold, they get up to about 40, mattress goes flying, Wife goes flying. Now they're in the ER, and everyone's like, "Dude, are you fucking kidding? At what point did you think it was a good idea to have your wife in the truck holding a mattress? Like, you are an idiot. People like that should be charged, taken to jail. Like, dude, you're an idiot. Here's your ticket. Come with me, sir."
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah, it just. Look, I don't know, man.
It's fun to take bets on because you can say, like, I bet you $10 she's going to take flight in that mattress.
I had a customer I helped at the library a couple days ago, right? And we were under pressure for why we weren't open. We've been under pressure for why not open. And so I'm not gonna say her name, obviously, but she comes in, "Why aren't you open? This and that." I'm like, "Well, listen, we're waiting. We're told to say the same, usual library lines, CDC guidelines, whatever the case may be." "Well, that's bullshit. This and that. Library should be open." I said, "Ma'am, I understand. I'm sorry, but then why did Corban decide to do some out of the box reasoning?" I'm like, "Well, I'd done some research that I had, and I looked at my tax return, and I'm like, I donated with my taxes $12 to the library because they always like to say my taxpayer money goes to that." I said, "Those $12 probably bought me a paperback book." And she's like, "Why do I care?" I was like, "Well, basically, like, I was trying to get to a point that our contributions, while a lot, we all pay for it. I work at the library and I still pay for it." She goes, "Well, you should be open." I said, "Okay, but we're trying to be safe. Think about it this way. If you're driving on a road, just because you pay for the road, would you drive the wrong way into traffic? Doesn't make any sense, right?" Now, I said that, and I thought it was a great point. I give her books, and she goes, "Don't be a bitch, Corban." And then I said, "What?" And she goes, "Don't be a bitch." And then she leaves. That was my story of the week.
Is that the same Corban that takes food away from a homeless man after he gets pissed off, but turns around and takes it back to him?
Hey, I got your back, Corban. That homeless man had that shit coming. Fuck him. Fuck him.
I bought him food back. But the point being, she said that, and I went home and I was like, she said, "Don't be a bitch." So is she saying I was one, or like I was so dumb about it? The interactions, man. People out here. It's been a year for everyone. So I love her. She's an awesome senior citizen. But she didn't like my analogy. She wasn't having. She wanted the library open, whatever the heck may be. Tensions are high. I get it. It's crazy, but like that was my week in a nutshell. Don't be a bitch, Corban.
No, trying to explain. I have worked with, because I work in that area a lot of times, and I've worked with a lot of the people that may or may not come into your undisclosed library. And some of them are sweet and pleasant and wonderful, and some of them it's just like, you know what?
Yep.
I don't have time today to be your new best friend. Like fucking, I don't know.
And like you said, on left, right, all sorts of spectrum. You come out there, you're working. We're already out there several hours a day in the morning. One person will spend an hour talking about their political position. I'm just like, now in my head saying the same thing I would say. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. Bye. Next person, the complete opposite. Da-da-da. And this is why. Da-da-da. Wow. Yeah. That's interesting.
And Kyle's dealt with them. I mean, it's the same people. And when you can see them walking up, and the shit that goes through my head is like, all right, in the next 30 seconds, is this my friend or my foe? Like, he's either coming up.
You gotta make that on the second fly.
He's either coming up to yell and bitch and complain about something, or to compliment me on how hard I'm working. So more than likely coming up to bitch and complain.
Well, I hope you guys have all liked our new podcast, 4 Middle-Aged Men and a Millennial Bitch About the Way of the World.
It's going to be four douchebags from Phoenix.
4 douchebags
from the millennial.
And a millennial bitch about the ways of the world.
I blame the vodka. I blame the vodka.
See what it does to me? It makes me.
Fuck, we're one get off my lawn away from becoming full circle here.
Oh man, what a time! What a time!
One of these days, we're gonna have to do like a parody of the Golden Girls.
Manager.
Yeah.
A parody of it. Yep. With the good times crossover.
We're the Silver Boys. We're not the Golden Girls. We're the Silver Boys.
There you go.
We're more Grizzle Geeks than the. Yeah, you guys are a show of hope. We're jaded. We've seen the world, and
Kyle is definitely the Blanche.
Okay, I have I have some comic question that maybe you guys can help me with, and it's partially Grizz's fault. All right. So I have no clue who the fuck this Ruby is. Number one. Number two, we have their comic books in the shop. I know fucking nothing about it. Number three, I get on Grizz's channel and I start seeing this Ruby review that they're doing about some of these videos and things. And I'm like, oh, great. I have this new resource to check out and figure out who this Ruby, so I can tell customers and be like, hey, you know, this is good, this is bad, this is that, this is what, you know, whatever, right? Now I can get my game on. I can talk my schmack. I can sell some books. I can do it. Who the fuck is Ruby? Why is there only little music videos? Is it a cartoon? Is it a comic book? Is it a toy line? What?
I'll be honest,
the fuck is Ruby?
I want to know what Ruby was forever too.
It is a anime style show produced by Rooster Teeth, the online community or company, I guess they are now. But it's like I don't know if it's made in Japan, but it's like an Americanized Japanese anime show, I believe. Right. That's voiced here, and I guess it's pretty popular. I've never gotten into it, but it's like magical. I don't want to say magical girl shit because I'm probably way off, but that's pretty much what it is. It's like along the borderlines of the anime craze, the resurgence, I should say, that we're going through right now with the younger generation, and that's pretty much what it is. It's a web TV show.
So what I can tell from Grizz's channel and stuff too that I was watching, they I guess take songs that you find at Hot Topic and they fucking make videos to it or some shit.
It's an actual TV show, but I'm to the point where I question if maybe men like Grizzle Geek should be lumped in with like bronies in that sense. Like,
yeah, it's a very
middle-aged men who like a magical girl show. Like, I don't know. It's like middle-aged dudes who like magical ponies. I
thought it was like a younger generation kind of like
it's a Ruby.
I didn't know what the hell it was. It RWBY, right? So now I found out, and the only way I found out is because someone bought a pop last Saturday, a Funko Pop, and I was like, can you please explain a little bit of this to me? And they're like, oh, you know, it's Ruby and blah blah blah. So the RWBY is actually the first letter of each of the 4 characters or whatever that's in it, right? So there's like Ruby and I don't know.
You're asking the wrong person.
Wanker and Blow Me and You Suck, or whoever the fuck they are. I don't know. So Ruby is the R, and then W is the wanker, and B is, you know, on the books and everything.
So
I guess it's just called Ruby. Is it like not called RWBY?
So RWBY, pronounced Ruby, is an American anime style animated web series. It is set in a fictional world of Remnant, where young people train to become warriors called huntsmen and huntresses to protect their world from monsters called Grimm. The name Ruby is devised from the 4 main characters' forenames, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang, as well as their associated theme colors, red, white, black, yellow, and their combined team name, Ruby. There you go.
So how the fuck does RWBY spell Ruby?
It sounds like a
phonic.
Yeah.
Is that like Common Core? Because I don't get that shit either. I have never felt so old, and I'm not that fucking old. Despite the gray beard, this shit makes me feel old. I hate it. I fucking hate it because I don't hate the actual product. I hate that I feel old because of the product.
I feel you.
How do you think Grizz feels watching it? He's got to feel strange watching it, being a like, big old grizzled man watching a magical girls TV show.
Well, you remember when you were younger and you're like jamming out to like some Ozzy or some fucking, you know, Slayer or some shit, and your parents are like, I don't know what the fuck you're listening to. That stuff's horrible. That's terrible.
Corey
like,
was over here like, what's that?
Whatever. But and then you're like, oh, when I get to their age, I'm never gonna be like that. Well, and nowadays, you know, they're listening to fucking Blink 182 and Matchbox 20 and fucking Nickelback and shit like that. Okay, small confession, I kind of like Nickelback, but in the end, now I'm looking back as an older adult and going, shit, my parents, I have become what I said I'd never become. It's terrible.
Terrible.
And I still don't know what the fuck a Ruby is.
Grizz says, "Look, man, I didn't want to like this show, but the fans asked us to react to it, and they pay the bills, and I really liked it."
Wait, there's Grizzle Geek money?
Grizzle
Grizzle
Geek money's a real thing.
They're swimming in it,
Really?
dude.
Apparently Ruby's big. Nah, and it was fun. I did have to say I enjoyed their reviews. I enjoyed, you know, some of the show and shit. Watching their reaction and their, like, you know, take on it. And it kind of did help me figure it out. But now I couldn't figure out. Now I was confused because I didn't know if they just made, you know, Hot Topic music videos or if they just made fucking like an actual cartoon. I don't know.
It would probably be better if it was just Hot Topic music videos.
I think apparently there's a strong market for it.
I'm still mad at Hot Topic.
When
I was like 16.
What is Hot Topic? Can we talk
worked-
about it?
Hold on, let me tell my Hot Topic story.
Sorry, yes.
So when I was like 16, I worked in the mall and I worked at the A&W Root Beer for a little bit.
Oh, it's a store, okay.
And it's a store, yeah. They sell band shirts and anime stuff and
Oh, sick.
necklaces and hair dye and
comic book shirts,
comic shit, yeah.
tongue rings, earrings, nipple rings.
Gotcha.
So back when I was working at A&W, I was like, I walked into Hot Topic on my break and I was like, enter here to win a corn skateboard. And I was like, fuck yes.
Oh yes.
So I entered my name and I shoved it in there. And there was like these two chicks that worked there that fucking hated me just because I was a fucking prick. So there was these two.
They hated me just because I was a fucking prick.
And there was these two, like, I was a mall rat, and there was these, and when I worked there, there was these couple mall rats there, and I was like, all right, guys, I will give you free food if you do something for me. And they're like, what?
They start putting on their chapstick. They're like, "What? What do you want?"
I said, go to Hot Topic and steal one of the entry pads and bring it back and fill out my name on all of them. And put all of them into the box so that no matter what, I win the goddamn corn skateboard.
Wow.
And they're like, all right. So they went in there and they came back and they had a brand new pad, you know, your name here, your name, your phone number. And they sat there and him and his girl, man, they filled them all out, man, the stack. And I said, all right, now throughout the day, just go and take stacks and just put them in there. You know, put them in there, put them in there, put them in there. And they did. They said, look, they're all gone. I was like, perfect. Here you go. I gave them some free food. And I was like, all right. And then I had a friend that actually worked there. She actually worked there. And she came up to me like a week or two later and she's like, hey, I want to let you know that you actually won the corn skateboard, but since everybody here hates you, you didn't win it. They actually just picked another name that wasn't mine.
Wow. I mean, I felt it's jacked up, but then I guess what you did was I guess it's all jacked up. That's unfortunate, friend.
Wow. And that just goes to show what's wrong with our country today. Even when you cheat, you still don't win.
Right?
That's fucked up.
Well, I mean,
because they did tell me that like you can only enter once because they didn't like me. So that's what I did. I bent the rules. I had somebody else enter for me.
Exactly. It's outside the box thinking.
I thought I was a pretty smart cookie, man. This isn't just to hold a hat. You know what I mean? Like I thought I was pretty fucking creative.
It's not just to hold a hat; it holds hair too.
I mean, I must have entered like 250 times.
How very Brody Bruce of you. Very mall ratty of you.
Yes.
What was all that 1 in a million talk?
Yeah. They chased him halfway to buy me toys by now.
Yeah, they did.
That sucks, because I was gonna ask, like, where's the skateboard? I've never seen you with that corn skateboard. And
No, man, that motherfucker would be on my wall still.
Right? I would hung that shit up too.
I expected a big story where it's like, yeah, and I got it, and I did a kickflip, and it shot out from under me into traffic, and then it got run over by a car and busted in half. That's
They
my
hated
prize
me.
skateboard.
No matter what, I was never gonna win.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, they just that was some real hate you because they ain't you type thing.
Fuck those bitches.
They hated me.
But at least you knew they hated you because you were being a prick.
Yeah, they knew and you knew.
I was a still rat, so like they didn't like me because I was.
That's the best line of tonight so far. They hated me because I was a dick. Just to keep it real, they had legitimate bitches, but they
hated. I was just a prick mall rat, man, and
they weren't about that. They weren't having that.
they were like 22 and working at the mall at Hot Topic with blue hair. So we really don't like you. So you're not gonna win the corn skateboard.
For the life of me, I can't understand why they didn't like you back then.
fucking.
I mean, you were popular too.
By dumb luck, ladies, you better hope you don't come across us four fellas sometime here in the streets, or it's on.
Where's my corn skateboard?
Where's Kyle corn skateboard? I'll cut a bitch. You better produce a fucking skateboard real goddamn quick. Not just any skateboard either. You got two choices. It can be a corn skateboard, or it can be a suicidal tendencies skateboard. And the only two we're gonna accept.
No refunds.
We don't like your kind, you fucking mall rats.
You get no skateboard. All right.
Feel mad about that.
So a little known fact that Corban actually brought up, because I didn't even know it. Today is actually considered National Comic Book Day.
Yes.
So in honor of National Comic Book Day, there was a story that
May the 4th. No, I'm just playing.
I want to talk about. Gerry Conway, creator of The Punisher, came out and gave us his rundown of what he would do to save the comic book industry, because everyone knows that distribution issues and, COVID and everything that's happened on the comic book industry, they're saying its current business model isn't going to let it last much longer. So Gerry Conway says, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this, he said, I'd cancel every existing superhero comic book and publish a limited new line for middle grade readership. Simplify characters and storylines, and eliminate every event that requires more than a passing familiarity with the basic simplification continuity. 10, 15 titles. For existing readers, that offer a separate, higher-priced graphic novel line with whatever expanded adult storyline creators and readers want to explore, but it would be separate, not monthly, not the mainstream. And I do everything possible to get monthly comics into supermarkets and movie theaters and Walmarts and Targets and Costco's, and offer subscription services through Amazon. Pursue every alternative distribution avenue possible. Do you guys think, with your knowledge of the industry, that he is onto something? Do you think that this is a good way to go? Do you think this would be plausible? Do you think it would fail?
Some of it's good. Like they should have more newsstand stuff again. They should have it at grocery stores, because that's, when you're a kid, that's where your parents are dragging you to the store.
Yep.
And you walk by that huge magazine section, and as a kid, that's the one thing you kind of got to do is, hey, I'm gonna go look at the magazines, and you get to thumb through fucking, the guitar tabs, or the new heavy metal magazine, or the Teen Bop. Having comic books there on a spinner rack, I think would be a pretty good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about the gearing it to the middle school readers or whatever. Like, just make comics like you did. If you go back and you look at simplified earlier comics, like it was
Aren't they already done that? They're already for young teens.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact you have to designate it like that seems much. Like, even when they try to hike it up and make it more adult, it just becomes corny. Just write a book. Just tell a story. Tell the story. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's like the minute you try to pigeonhole it, you just get weird. Remember the whole limited run for DC, and it was just showing Batman's cojones, and that was like a major deal. Like, the story, no one remembers. The story's forgettable. Like, that's what they call adult. And it's like, I get it, but just make them stories. Just make them stories, you know? But other than that, I kind of agree with most of the philosophy. I mean, that's some heavy-duty comic reworking that is even over my head. But I like the idea.
I agree. We don't need 9 Spider-Man titles.
No. Especially when half of them are tie-ins to a meaningless event.
Like, you know, there is some fat that can be cut.
Mm-hmm.
Or even that none of them run into the same continuity. None of them run in the same timeline. So you've got one, you know, full octane Spider-Man doesn't match up to what's going on in Amazing. You know, that Kyle's right. There's a lot of fat there that could be cut.
And I'm okay with some of that fat. I'm okay with 9 Spider-Man titles if you're going to go that route. But if you're going to do 9 of them, you have one main one, like Amazing Spider-Man. You might as well keep that going. It's tried and true. It's been that way forever. It's your big seller. That's the one that makes it, okay? So if you're going to bring out Spider-Man Noir, okay, here's a limited run. You get 5 to 10 issues and you're done. That's it. No more. Don't keep running it. Don't make it 500. Don't make it.
What happens if it becomes a hit?
Ooh.
Then,
I think you get another run at it, but you end that storyline. If I want to do
That's not a bad
Chad,
idea.
like
like volumes, like volume 1,
you get
volume 2, yeah.
So and that allows. I also think that this shouldn't be a weekly
story arcs.
It shouldn't be a weekly thing anymore. It should be a once a month thing. Let's face it, comic books, they're not fucking 25 cents anymore. You're paying $9.99. You're paying fucking $4.99, $6.99.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And so every week at fucking $70, who the hell has that kind of money? Let's slow it down. Let's slow down these stories.
Ruby money, you don't got.
Unless you got the Ruby money. Not only that, now you're talking 900 different titles of stuff that's out there. Now you're talking, okay, so a #1 came out, and I wanted it because it involves the unkindness of ravens. So I'm very interested and intrigued about this book because my daughter's name is Raven. So it looks like a really cool book. So I wanted to get all of the #1s just because. Okay, so now there's, you know, the cover A, the cover B, the variant cover, blah, 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 the Virgin variant cover, the 1 in 25, the 1 per store, fuck me, like how many covers do we need? Like, can we slow that shit down too? Like, you don't need 50 variant covers for TMNT #1. Like, I get it. It makes money. It is what it is. But you're killing the completionists to the point that you burn them out. It's fuck, man. Slow it down. You don't have to kill it. Just slow it down a little bit. I think that putting comic books back in the 7-Elevens, putting comic books back in the department stores, fucking everywhere. Put a spinner rack in every fucking spot that you can put a spinner rack, and put titles on there that are going to interest the kids. I agree with that. But fuck, I have been buying stuff for the store to bring more kids in because we do have a lot of kids that come into the store. I've been buying Scooby-Doo. I've been buying, you know, the Looney Tunes. I've been buying some of those titles that attract children. Like, oh, you know, I mean, we get a crap ton of the My Little Pony.
Get a white fan too.
Well, it's a truck. I'm looking for a topper.
Oh, man.
It, you know, but it interests the kids, and
that's where I think the spinner rack comes in. Is you get them interested in the spinner rack, and then they go, "Oh, there's a comic book store."
Yeah,
I gotta
absolutely.
see what's there then. But I think I think, the spinner rack is the gateway drug.
Absolutely.
That is beer.
Not only that, but it makes that now we can get rid of a couple of variants because we've introduced the spinner rack, newsstand variant again. It's the same cover, it's just got a barcode on it. It's the newsstand. And now those are less because kids are buying them and destroying them, just like when we grew up. And now it makes it another collectible where there's less of them. And we've reestablished that market again.
They should have a spinner rack in the movie theater. So when you're going to see Black Widow, you come out and there's a spinner rack right there with Black Widow comics that kid can go, Mom, can I have this? And pick it up and buy it.
They're going to go, no, because we just spent $90 at the movie theater.
But but even the Walmart, they have the wall books in Walmart. They have the variant covers in Walmart, but they're over by the trading cards or they're in the toy section. They're not by the books. Nope. The graphic novels are, like, you can get the trades over by the books, but they should have a spinner rack right there with comics that you can look at. And Kyle was right. The spinner rack is it's iconic. And
absolutely.
I want one for my living room to just sit there as decor and put books in, and it's iconic.
Put that and your vinyl in it.
Yep, it goes right along. They go one and the same. So I agree with it. I just think that there's readership out there, and they need to expand to go get it. They need to quit. The comic book store directs to those people that are already in it. They need to broaden that horizon and make it more available to people that aren't looking to go to a comic book store or don't have one in their town.
Well, and I think that the marketing strategy of the big companies has just really, I don't know who the fuck they got running these companies, but Jesus Christ, fire them. Why? How is this a dying industry? You've got one of the hottest commodities of collectibles. You could literally you have a NASDAQ for fucking magic cards, and you don't have a way to make a NASDAQ for fucking comic books? Come on, man. Who are these people? Like, how do you not market spinner racks at a movie theater? How do you not at a 7-Eleven, at a, oh, you know what? This gal is going to be going to JCPenney's and buying a ton of shit, and she's got to drag her kids there. She's going shopping. The kid's bored. Why don't I have 4 fucking spinner racks full of comic books there?
Quit finger fucking my books, kids.
Hey, you know what? Take these. You know why? Because I got 2 and they're in mint, and I need you to destroy as many of these fucking books as possible. Makes mine worth more money. It just, I don't know. It's like we've put all the wrong people in positions to just dictate bad decisions. They're not comic book fans. They don't read them. They don't give a shit. So now they're, oh, well, we didn't make any money off that spinner rack at the 7-Eleven, so we just yanked it out. Just fucking leave it there, dude. It ain't costing you anything.
But I think a lot of people, I think this is where digital comic books are going to help, because kids now, everything is digital. Everything. A lot of people have become more minimalist types where people don't like stuff building up in their houses. And that's one thing comic books do, is they take up a lot of space.
Yes, they do.
They do. They take up fast.
Yep.
Super
I don't know
fast.
what you're talking about.
Whatever. And but I think pushing, and I hate to say it, I mean, and we all say, comic books are like boobies. They're great to look at, but they're really awesome to hold in your hands.
Yep.
But in a world where everybody's used to digital,
Don't say it.
And we're definitely gonna move towards quite a bit of that. That's inevitable. There's nothing we can do about it. But it's still, a kid is not gonna ever go to a digital comic until one day he's in the store and sees a physical comic that turns his brain into, oh shit, look at this. It's a comic book. This is fucking awesome. I can sit and read this.
They put it more out there.
Pennies.
Hey, you can download this. Hey, here's this. I think in the cartoons, in the movies, hey, this is where you download this. This is where you see this. that's where they'll start being able to do that.
Like take a picture with their phone or something before this movie starts, so you can get the stories after the movie.
Yes.
About like, well, almost okay. I get what you're saying.
You like, hey, you liked Thanos. Well, here is, this, and they get to read,
Like you could
Silver
scan,
Surfer.
like take a picture, like the QR code on the screen, and it like downloads the books for you.
And you can get the first 8 pages,
I like that.
or one part of the story that's, of some cool Thanos thing. You know what I mean? Like something from Silver Surfer. You know what I mean? And then, hey, if you like that, come here and you could download it. And I get it. Comic books are something that's collected. It's something you like physical, and I get it, but
It's nice to have.
I fucking hate that, man. You're absolutely right.
Chad
You're
looks like that old guy
right.
in Omegle right now. He's like slowly moving around the screen.
well, he's like
Dude, I'm reading the wrong. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I bought this book for $3.99. Okay, it's in great shape. I haven't
our
read it.
people on Monday have no idea what that
Yeah,
is.
what book is that?
So it's the Bounty Hunters Star Wars #4, right? Star Wars Bounty Hunters #4, $3.99.
See, I would have thought it was Terminator.
At absolute worst, I can still sell this for $2 and get my money back. To me, it's I hate part of the reason I hate digital so bad is because there's no possible way I have any net value. I am absolutely pissing away money. I am giving someone money so that later on I can go, oh well.
Old, like Steam.
But isn't that still essentially the same thing with physical books? Because like this Thor, I bought it $3.99. Doesn't mean I'm going to sell it for $3.99. If I try to sell it, I can maybe sell it for $1. Unless it's unless it's a hit book, unless there's something massive that happened in it.
But just like Steam, you can
can't really
resell
sell it
your
either
stuff
for a
with
profit.
digital codes. You
Well,
can,
no, and
I think that just might be the way it is too. You just sell.
Your
You know,
digital
another way
copies.
to another way to do it is. No, everything can be replicated, but yeah, well, just like on Steam, I'm gonna say it again. Like you buy, like I've bought codes off of eBay for my son. I need blah 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 code, and you buy it, and then they send you a link, and you do your thing.
sure.
Would be the same thing with digital.
Right. And until they make that market, they will never have my business and they can suck it because it's just pissing away money.
But you should never be buying comic books going, okay, I might have to sell this. Like, that's not why we buy comics. It's part of it. But
Well, no,
if you're going into buying a book saying, okay, I'm buying this, but I hope I get to resell it.
You think you've already lost.
But isn't that
No,
the market where
it's-
you're at nowadays, though? Because people are getting into it, looking at it like it's a long-term investment, looking at it like the stock market.
Game, the investment
the
game.
flipping game.
It's always been like that, though. Anything that's collectible there's that people, the coins,
and
stamps.
it's not that I buy them for that money. It's not that I buy them just to,
But that was
oh,
literally
someday I'm gonna
your
flip all
analogy.
this and get it. No, because if you listen, my analogy was I paid $3.99. I could still sell it for $2. Now I'm taking a loss, sure, but at least I have that $2. I have the ownership of it. I paid for it, and this is mine. I bought it, and I own this.
So hard to watch you
I
right now.
have tangible evidence that this belongs to fucking me. Whereas
Yeah, I
with
was gonna
digital,
say, the ownership is a big deal, and you don't really have that sense of it.
Here, look. Hey, look.
when I die,
Got the
and
new
my-
Deftones album. It's right there.
when I die and my kids get this, they can sell it or read it or do
Hey,
whatever
Chad,
they want with it because
I was
it's tangible.
I thought we talked about this. No.
But so
That's what I'm saying. It's
how are you more likely to draw someone to the market, though? Would it be like a spinner rack outside of a movie theater where you walk out of seeing the new Black Widow and boom, there's Black Widow comics in your face, and you can take one right up to the concessions and buy it, versus, Mom, I really want that book. Okay, well, we can get it when we get home digitally, but then at that point the kid forgets and the mom forgets and that sale's gone.
Well, I mean, there's always a what if. There's always a it might happen, it might not happen. That's just the way it is.
They're gonna have to try.
Even with the spinner rack in the movie theater, Mom, can I have that? No,
fuck you.
Oh, they forgot it. They get in the car, they forgot about it. I mean, it's the same.
They're gonna have to try some things, and that's part of my gripe is they're not trying anything. They're just lathering, rinsing, and repeating the same shit and over and over and expecting a different result. And it's like, that's never going to work. And I think just like Kyle's saying, where with StreamYard, you can buy it and then you have a tangible code where that's your code and you own that, blah, blah, blah.
I think where
that's a good idea.
Is the same thing as with like music.
Mm-hmm.
I pay $10 a month and I get whatever I want. It's all there if I want it or not. Not you, Siri. And I think that's the only way they're going to make money off of digital comic books. It's got to be a monthly thing, just like the music. We've used to fight because who had the coolest, this like we were talking about last week, who had the coolest CD collection. It's so much better just having it right here in the palm of your hand.
But do you make it where, like, music, if you don't pay for the subscription anymore, you lose that music? Do you make it to where if you don't pay for that subscription, you lose those comics? They're not yours forever?
Yeah, it's part of a subscription. But that's the only way they're going to make money from digital comics. Because the problem is it's not, there's no way to actually keep it because everything digital can be manipulated and copied.
I don't think digital will ever catch on because I don't think the speculation market and the flipping market will let it. I think.
Yeah, but you guys, we're all talking about the person that wants to read comics.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the people that want to flip comics.
Right.
We're talking about how do we capture
getting it out there to the masses. Reader. Right.
So it doesn't matter what the flip speculation market is.
That's
how
true.
do we get it
So what I hear you saying is that to get them involved, you give them a subscription and that will drive them to buying the books.
They could buy them physically or from there they can figure out a way to make it so that, hey, I have this downloaded book in my hard drive that I can go back to anytime I want, even after the subscription. So if I decide, you have a monthly subscription, but if you want to keep that forever, you can pay a fee and download it
and retain those items.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to advertise the the app or whatever with all the books on it.
And then when it gets
to comicsology, I guess, similar, if you will, and borrow books, but like I've bought like 2 or 3 graphic novels that are out of print in print form, but I bought them. They're mine. Is that what you're saying? Like a similar thing like that?
Did they have dirt on them?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you bought and download the book. It's in your hard drive. You can access it anytime you want and read it.
But I have to go through the app. Like, it's not mine. Almost I watch movies on YouTube, but like I only can watch them on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. It's weird. Like, they're mine. I paid for them, but I can't access them whenever I want. I have to access them through that. I can't even download them. Or I can with Comixology, but like if I download the comics and get rid of Comixology, there went the comics. You know what I mean? But I bought them. That's where I think is why I'm so leery of digital, because they have things like that where, oh, it's yours, but like I am intertwined with the service.
If you don't physically download it and put it in your hard drive, it's not. If you can't take that and move it to somewhere else, then it's not yours.
Well, like that was my question with what I was asking. Like Apple Music, you were talking about. You can download that Deftones album, but if you decide that next month you don't want to pay for that subscription, you lose that album.
Yeah.
So you're saying
if I paid for it,
the comic books, you're paying for that book to download it.
What I was saying is that's a good way to get people in. And if you want it, For a fee, you can buy it and download it, and it's yours.
Okay.
I'm just saying something that they can do.
No, I'm glad it was a thought. No, I'm
No,
taking it in as information. I'm not disagreeing at all. I just thought it was interesting because that's been my thing. Digitally, yeah, it's a lot more convenient to walk around with this all day and read comics than to carry books around. They're going to be warped by the heat or whatever the case may be. You have to be, oh, my precious, when I'm bringing them around because a comic fan, I want to read them, but I can't because, you know what I mean? They're not portable. And in weather, especially, it's a lot harder. Same with...
Okay, Corban, as a librarian, this discussion was going on with books, 10 years ago? This exact discussion.
But here's the thing. Even
what did people do, though? What did most people do?
So look, like this is ours. For the podcast listeners, it says, caution, do not leave in heat. Like, this is what we say. Now, obviously, people are going to do that because it's Arizona, and you can't just keep your books in a air-controlled environment, temperature-controlled environment when you're in the heat all the time. But I see what you're saying. That dialogue exists, and for the most part, we say, like, that's what our library system does.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, he's lost. You lost me.
I thought you were talking about keeping the books like the tablet.
No,
quality.
I'm talking about when the Nook came out and the Barnes.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Shoo.
Is that what you guys took from it, right?
Yeah, I did. That's what I was following you. Yeah.
I was on planet, I don't know what, going straight to
So what I was saying was this books.
All I was thinking was, man, I gotta find a place to get that tattooed on my body. Don't leave in the heat.
But what you do now, Barnes Noble, is
Yes.
you pay a fee, you download that book, it's yours.
So, okay, time out.
Yeah,
Wait,
you gotta
Like,
have
now
your
that I'm on the right ship here.
And you do the same thing with comics.
Mhm.
You pay a fee, just like you could buy a gift card. You could buy a card. You charge your card. The new issue of Batman comes out. You pay. There's no reason why a digital copy should be the same copy as a physical copy since it's digital. I think it should be less.
I was gonna ask too.
But even books, though, books are almost the same price digital as they are. You know what I mean? As a physical copy.
Yeah.
But you get you know what I mean, you get your, like, just Barnes Noble, you get your Barnes Noble card, you charge your account, you download these books, they're yours.
Yeah.
You can share them. Like, the Barnes Noble app, you can let people share books. They can have it, they can't have it forever. After certain amount of time, it goes away and they can't have it anymore.
This book will self-destruct in 90 days. This book will self-destruct.
Because of the heat, this book will destroy.
Do not leave in heat.
I know. I got totally misplaced. But even with the library, the way we do it, I mean, customers have that for free. The audiobook service. They have to, not the audiobook, the ebook service, but they have to go through, if you're going through an iPhone or whatever, you have to go through the main play, which is Overdrive. So they can never keep a book. We don't sell books. They don't buy from us. They can borrow books from libraries.
Barnes and Noble and stuff, you can't.
In Barnes and Noble, you can, but it's subscription-based service. When you do, you're buying it through the service and it's connected to the device. You can't go from my Nook or my my Kindle to my Android phone. You know what I mean? Without the app, you're still tied.
You buy the book, but you buy the books and you have them. You download them; they're yours.
Yeah,
They're yours forever.
I guess for it's like it's mine forever.
To have to have a phone,
yeah,
you have to access an app to do anything in it.
Yeah, you have to have the subscription. You'd be able to download it and keep it.
Anything.
But you need that.
For me to do anything in a phone.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It doesn't matter. So what's the difference?
That's a nice iPhone 11 you got there.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. What I'm trying to say is the way you're saying about the phone is exactly what I'm saying is for the service. For Amazon, if you buy a book on Kindle, you have to go through Amazon. That book is yours. Yes, you get to keep it as long as you still use it through Amazon. You can't just say, "Oh, I download the book. It's on my device. It's mine." It's not like
the big deal.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
I bought a book and I downloaded it because I owned it.
At least that's not what I've seen. I still have to go into the app to find the book.
Well, most books, there are books out there you can download it as a PDF file.
Yeah.
And
PDF
you
file.
can download it as a
I
PDF
need
file.
to
Yeah.
tell me that one, because then I need to show my customer. That's a hack I haven't seen. Because every time I see, we have to go through the same app to find them. Like, well, it's yours. You bought it. You can access whenever you want. But like, if
Yeah,
you try
but
to access
if
without
you're getting
going,
it from a library, of course, it's a rented thing. It's not going to be yours.
oh no, I'm saying about the buying. I was using the library as an example, but I'm saying like, okay, I like the book. I read it through the library.
I just finished Midnight Sun.
How was it? Sorry.
Oh my God, everybody needs to read this. I read this in like a day.
Isn't that the new Twilight book?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, wow, okay.
No, my
Better never hear anything about sparkly Batman vampires from you, mister.
Yeah.
fucking Amazon Prime, you get an Audible account for free when you pay that subscription to that. But the books that I bought off of that stream, that service, that Audible, I was able to download a PDF. So anytime that I get rid of whatever, I still have a hard copy of that on my drives. Or
And
on
if they
my
did that with
iPhone,
comics,
on my iPad. If they did that with comics, I totally would understand and be a
the
little
collectible
cool.
aspect of it is gone because it's not a commodity anymore.
Sure.
It's not. There's not a 200,000 print run or only 80,000 print run. But for the reader of comic books, most people don't care about that.
Right.
You're just
Okay, so
reading a comic to read
let's
a
switch
comic.
it up a little bit because we beat the fuck out of this horse and it's dead. I also think a big part of the problem is that we are stuck with essentially 3 distributors, right? We have Diamond, who fucks books up constantly. We have Lunar and Midtown on each coast, who are now continuing to miss orders and fuck books up. The damage rate on those books is way less than Diamond, but they're both all 3 of them are now missing the mark, not shipping books, not printing the right prints, guaranteeing or giving books to other places over some places. Now this is just an example I'm going to give. Last Spawn 309 cover B, I ordered 20 copies because it was the new Gunslinger. We got hosed. We got none. And we were like one of 400 shops that got none. Whereas Midtown ordered, I think, 25,000 or something ridiculous like that. So they got all of theirs, and who knows how many they're sitting on or whatever. That's a whole nother topic for another show, whatever. But they got a crap ton in all of theirs. So now they just gave us, we just got this week our Spawn 309s that we ordered because we paid for them, right? Cover B, the Gunslinger, because we got all of our cover A's. So now all of my fucking Spawn 309s are second print. They're not first print. So now I'm really hosed. They double screwed me because now everyone's looking for the first print because who knows how many there were and where the fuck they all went. And now we lose money as a store because 1, they didn't print enough. 2, they, made a promise that they couldn't keep, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So at what point do we see a smart person that comes out and makes a printing and distribution company as one and starts getting rid of crappy Diamond, the conflict of Midtown and Lunar owning fucking DC and comic shops, because that's a complete conflict of interest. When do we see that? I mean, the distribution part here is tearing apart this market and crashing it faster than anything else, whether it be digital books, whether it be the collectors, the too many variants. The major problem in the whole industry, and we've said it a million times, everybody has, is the fucking distribution and the prints.
I think the sad fact of the matter is that nothing's going to change no matter what, because at the end of the day, Midtown is Midtown, and they're the top of the food chain, and your shop is podunk ass shop in the middle of nowhere, Podunk, Arizona,
But here's a good point. How many times have you gone to the store or something to buy something and they've said, we didn't receive it this week. We got shorted this week. It happens all the time. It's not just Diamond. It's not just this distributor.
Right. It's everyone.
It's
anywhere, everyone and everyone. Yeah.
The only reason is that it matters to comic book readers is because they only made X amount. So you're not getting it, but things get screwed up. People don't get their orders. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just the way it is.
They don't get enough books to supply their weekly readers, so they have to take it from monthlies, you know. It happens.
Well, it's not just that; it's also the damaged shipping and the fucking
It's that, but that's just you have people in charge of it. People make mistakes. People who don't care. It's just what happens. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what the product.
So
you don't think that someone who did care, that came out and made a legit business of printing and distributing together as one, could come out and take over that industry? And
care or not, accidents happen and mistakes are made and shit happens, and we're in a fandom
it's impossible to make sure you we only want Tim the FedEx guy because he cares. We only want Pedro the train guy because we know the way he drives the train is good. We only want Fred the FedEx airplane guy because we know he likes to fly that.
He drives the train good.
You're muted, Corban.
I didn't even mute myself. Oh, I didn't unmute myself.
That was good.
That line was good. That's all. I was agreeing with you.
That was great.
That's just what I'm saying. That's just,
no, I get it.
You're gonna to do what you accomplish. You're gonna spend millions of dollars and tens of thousands of people to get to a 99%, and it's just gonna be impossible.
Well, even I would at this fucking point, I'd accept an 85%, and it'd be a drastic increase. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm just posing the question because I'm starting to see another side of it, getting into the managing the shop and doing that stuff and ordering and watching ahead and having to really fucking pay attention to what people want, what's going on, blah blah blah.
We got the guy who wants 10. Fuck, we better short the guy who ordered 800 because that guy wants 10.
Cut your nose, spite your face on that one.
It's just the way it is. It's just business. It's just nothing you're gonna ever be able to. You're not ever. You could run that company, and you know what happens? You end up becoming a bean counter. Do you want to piss off the guy who spends a lot of money, or do you want to piss off the guy who spends a little bit of money?
Yeah.
Who do you want to piss off?
Neither of them. That's why I fucking.
Well, no, but like if you're going to Midtown and you got Midtown who's gonna order 8,000 copies of a book versus Podunk Desk Store.
We gotta get Chad's store. We gotta get those 10 to Chad's store.
You're gonna go to where the money's gonna be made because you're getting more money from Midtown, who's ordering 8,000 copies, and you're getting from Mr. Chad's in Podunk Desk, Arizona, who's only ordering 10.
Okay.
You know.
So let me propose this, and this is again just my thoughts on this.
Okay.
Why would they not, as a company, because every store has their own login, their own, just like an app, just like a fucking whatever. You have your own login, you have your own shit, your own credentials. You go into your, page of what you're going to order and blah, 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 blah. Why do you not have a little counter on there? This is how many fucking books we have. Oh, look, Midtown got in here and ordered on fucking Monday, and they ordered 50,000. We have 10,000 left. Oh, we've got 7,000 left. We've got 3,000 left. We don't fucking have any, so you were too late to the goddamn game, and you can't order jack shit.
Same reason like the website where I order my V-Dub parts doesn't tell me it's back ordered, because if it says back ordered, I'm not going to order it, and I'm not going to get my money. If you don't order it, you're going to be losing out on, They're going to be losing out on money, but we're not going to tell you that they're out. You're still going to spend your money, and then we're going to figure out a way to make it work in the end. Because we still get that money. And it's just because
I get what you're saying. You're Diamond. It's not like you can go to another distributor and get that book.
But isn't that
Whereas,
kind
like,
of what?
you can go and get another V-dub part from somewhere else. You
But
know what I'm
isn't that
saying?
kind of
Like,
what we learned with the '90s and overprinting books and
Yeah,
And
the variants and
you know the variants and the demand's
For the sake
not
of
there for
variants.
that book, and you're sitting on that book, and it just
right, but with that counter, it's going to help.
See, the problem with
It's
the
gonna
but then
help
it's gonna
people
lead
know
Midtown to go
you're fucked no
fuck
matter what.
fuck
You
the
either do or you
competition.
don't.
There's 8,000 of these books in the queue. I want all 8,000.
we know y'all been waiting for that
Yeah.
Azrael number 3 for 14 variant issues.
Yep.
1996,
Yeah, that's true.
baby. Let's
Oh.
print those out for you.
We've got the money to buy them all. We'll just buy them all.
Yeah, I could see that going down
Yeah,
bad.
you
too.
know.
Isn't that why? I thought that's the whole reason they have the order date cutoff. Like you can order
Same
as much
thing
as
you
you
find
want, so
out
they can
that-
print that.
There's the Walmart or the Walgreens, one per store. If you find out it's one per store, what do?
You go
You
search.
go to as many fucking Walgreens as you can, and you buy them all. Same thing.
Makes sense. Wow, this was a deep dive right here.
But
I mean,
on the reverse side of that, though, these two other companies are creating a market for these books now, because you walk in and where a Thor variant cover, you're like, oh man, that's gonna be the hot one. It turns out that the cover A is the hot one because of all the damages and all the lack of them being out there for that reason. And
That would never. It's so hard to keep track of that stuff, right?
But it's just the way it works. I mean, that's one of the driving factors behind the speculation market in comic book collecting is rarity, right? And how many are out there. So if there's 800 of them that are destroyed because they're damaged, and only 1,000 of them in circulation that you can buy, that's going to make that value of that book that much greater.
Well, and that explains why everybody loves me so much. I mean, there's only one of me, and I'm fucking fantastic.
that's what I think about me too.
Same. It's crazy.
That's what I think about you too, Kyle.
I look at
Everyone
myself
thinks
like
about
that damaged can that fell off the shelf and somebody put back and can get it at a discount.
You're special
me.
in your own way, and that's why
Yeah.
I love you too, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm that Azrael number
And
6.
you too, Corban. because
Thank
you're gonna
We
give
love
me a
Matt like the
fucking
discounted
awesome
bed
shirt.
can that he is.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm that dirty cover of Batman Black and White that's been sitting on the shelf that someone's
Hey,
gonna
hey,
come.
Finally, Corbin
Yeah,
bought.
it's gonna fight for you. Someone's gonna bargain for
Yeah,
you. Right?
eventually.
It's gonna happen.
Eventually,
You're not
someone's gonna
alone,
take a
that book was-
discounted price for me, right?
Who knows how long that book was on the shelf, but it got picked up eventually.
Right.
That's
gonna-
right.
They said it. Amen. All right.
But did any of you guys check out the WandaVision trailer that dropped on Monday?
That was freaky.
The fuck is
wanna-
that show?
I want to watch it less than I ever have now.
Really? Why? Whoa! Why? Like, it's freaky, but I'm intrigued by it. But you're
Oh,
saying
we saw them in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s.
You get a
well,
very
we know that it's all a joke. That's what I think is interesting. Like, we know that none of that is actually there. I mean,
It didn't engulf. It didn't make me go, holy shit! I have to watch that now. That
yeah, no, it didn't do that for me either.
no, it didn't do that for me either.
It gave me the what the fuck is this vibe.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch it, but man, it kind of turned me off a little bit. I'm just like what Kyle said. I was a lot more excited about it before I saw that,
Mhm.
and then after seeing it, I'm just kind of like, wow. Okay.
It was. It got me like you know when New Mutants came out, the trailer. I was like, I was excited to see. It's been a while, and then the trailer came out, or that little first segment. I was like, oh, I'm watching this. But the point being, this wasn't that. Of course, I didn't get discouraged not to, but I was like, oh, this is even trippier than I thought. You know what I mean? It was just weird.
You get
It
real
went like
House of M vibes from it in a
heck
universe
yeah.
that House of M isn't gonna work in without
Yep.
the X-Men.
And it had a little bit of the Vision miniseries of Tom King in it, with the family dynamic, and we're obviously talking about the Wiccan Speed, the kids of Vision and Scarlet Witch, but it had like also a feel of like Leave It to Beaver with the 50s, and then it had like a Full House thing in the 90s, and then it had that scene where
Wait.
Vision's dead, huh?
Wiccan and Speed. I did a lot of that shit in the 60s.
Yeah, you also toured around Martha's Vineyard at 5 years old hitchhiking, right?
Well, no,
yeah,
that was after Nom.
That was after Nom.
No.
We don't have a guest.
No, not today.
They canceled again.
Yep.
We had a guess.
We were supposed to.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean, it's 9 now. If they were coming, they'd have been right.
Well, I just realized it. I was like, "Oh fuck, it's 9 o'clock." And
Yeah,
we had a guest.
if they write it correctly, I could still see where they could write it and be okay, and it could pan out, and it could really lead into some really cool X-Men shit, like
But it's
to
not.
tie it in. But if they, I after this last trailer, it does not look like they're doing that, and that was my high hopes. And I'm with Kyle on this one. It kind of turned me off a little bit more. I'm a little less interested about it now.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it twice, and I was like, you know what? That is not a way to sell a product. It's a hard pass.
I think we'll all be reconsidering this later. I think you guys are gonna look back and go, "Wow."
I hope you're right.
Wow, yeah, I hope we say, "Wow, that was a dumbass trailer," but I'm glad I gave it a chance.
I
Anyway.
mean, Marvel hasn't given us a reason not to yet. Now, of course.
Oh no, that trailer totally did.
Well, no, because I'm saying as far as the end result, like we've seen some. I didn't like the Infinity War trailer giving us nothing, and then the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of things we've seen, the finished product. By the time we see what they've done, it's like, oh wow. That's what I mean. That we haven't walked away from a project disappointed. Sure. I'm sure many of the trailers are, but Marvel is the king of sleight of hand and use of their trailers to make you either not see everything or lead you to believe one thing when it's completely the other. We've seen that. So what I mean is, by the end of it, you'll go, "Oh, now this is new ground for them," because I don't remember them doing TV series like that. Huh?
This is still dumb as fuck.
Now, if that's what you see afterwards, then that'll be a big miss for them. But I'm saying I don't think it's going to happen.
Just to correct your statement a little bit, Corbin, the king of sleight of hand was this girl back in the 90s in Colorado that I was dating. And
oh my God. Wait, hold on. That was the king of sleight of hand?
well, you know,
The king?
the queen,
Oh,
Chad had a schlong in
the
his mouth.
ruler.
Yeah.
okay.
She only had a couple.
Chad was playing with a twig and giggleberries.
She only had a couple of chin hairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know. I get you though. It was definitely weird. I definitely didn't pique my interest, but I wasn't like thrown away. But it just is a description of what we thought, which is a lot of the House of M, a lot of that dystopian type thing. I could definitely see it like the comics where, you know, or at least I'm thinking more of the Vision series where, you know, the story plays out in like this weird random story, but like on the outside you could see crack.
I swear to God, if they have a family, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, that's what they
do.
If they do the Tom King thing, man, it was kind of cool as a book, but it's gonna be stupid as fuck.
And that's what I looked it up. Shout out to Matt for even assigning me there or telling me about that. But the
yes, Corbin, tell us who Wiccan and Speed are.
They're the kids of Wanda and Vision, but they weren't just started. I thought the same as you. I thought that they were from just that Vision series, and that was it. But it was actually from a 1985 miniseries that was called Vision and Scarlet Witch. I didn't know. But basically, they had the help of Doctor Strange in creating these two children. And it was like, oh, wow, you know, Wanda, you're pregnant, whatever the case may be.
So they're actually Doctor Strange's kids then? And
but they were...
And Doctor Strange is the milkman or what?
It was like they're a figment of her imagination.
Yeah, that's what Chad thought too.
But Strange had a hand in it. Mephisto had a hand in it later. Yeah. It gets really weird.
That's a lot of
now you're just getting dirty. Mephisto had a hand in it?
Oh, yeah, because
his whole hand?
There's a lot of hands and fists going in places here.
There's a bit of Mephisto legit.
Like that porno we were making before the show.
Very short. They have these kids, and everyone at first, the Avengers was like, oh, you could have a kid? And they just kind of went along with it. But then...
Why can't we just be respectful and use a turkey baster like we did back in the late 80s? I mean, come on. Yeah, we got hands in there. We got...
Man, I mean, I can't do that.
We got Mephisto and Doctor Strange. Everyone's getting some. This is like a bad bukkake from Marvel
party I've ever seen.
So yeah, they end up growing up, and of course, like we just mentioned, they have the powers, or they have powers that were created. Their whole existence was created by Wanda's time altering or whatever altering reality altering powers to bring them to life. It's a continuity nightmare, so I'm not even going to get into all of this.
Yeah, their creation is convoluted as fuck.
Oh my gosh, it is. I was digging back. I was taking notes. I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to give the Cliff Notes version. That's what happens. They end up getting the powers of, or similar powers to Wanda and Quicksilver, just like they would. It turns out that Wanda's fully accepted them, and Vision has not, because he's like, they're not my children. Like, these are just, they're not even here. But then with the help
Not my kids.
Yeah.
Vision,
Just like Doctor Strange.
Vision and Scarlet Witch on Jerry Springer.
just like Vision,
Ding, ding,
you are
ding.
not my father. But like, it gets really weird really quick. But
If
it
the
turns
show-
out,
if the show is them balancing a home life and being superheroes and fighting crime, I'm out.
but here's the problem. This is why I'm not going to be out regardless, because we know that it's not going to end that way. She could make up whatever myriad of adventures she wants to have. It could be the most boring sitcom show, but we know on the outside looking in, stuff is changing, because that's how it happened in the books as well. In terms of, there was some issues. I'm like, what the heck am I reading? But then
More of
in
them.
the panel, something changes or something here, and you realize that her psyche is working so hard to keep this Vision alive. Get it? That it's letting everything else just kind of fall apart. Thank you. There you go. And so, like, even how they discovered that the kids weren't real, they had went through the Avengers like, wow, okay, Wanda had kids. We'll have a nanny, whatever the case may be, whatever. And the nanny realized that whenever Wanda went off to fight with the other Avengers, the babies just disappear. And that was when she first realized, like, whoa, these kids aren't really here. When you can't focus all your energy on keeping them around. And she's like, they're perfectly normal. And the man's like, no, it's you and Andrew. Like, nothing is normal about this. But like, when she finally comes to her senses that none of this is real, because she's convinced herself that, and she's altered reality to such other extents, I think that's what's going to be what's interesting. I don't expect the show on its own to be a lie. I'm with you on that, Kyle. I think it's going to be kind of boring, to be honest with you. But like, the intrigue is that it's a slow burn, because we realize that what we're watching isn't the actual story.
It's just gonna be rehash of old sitcom episodes through Wanda and Vision. So like, it's
I
gonna have
don't think any show, any 30-minute, 40-minute reoccurring thing should be a slow burn.
Well, I mean, I'm
It's
glad.
boring as fuck.
I'm glad.
HBO, they know very well. It doesn't work.
Again, I think Marvel is trying to break the mold. I'm all for it, especially since we don't like people on the show. We don't like rehashing stuff. So now we definitely can't rehash something because this is brand new to us.
Well,
That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's
all
not going to be the same villain of the week or whatever the case may be. It could be a boring mess. And if it is, hey, color
you
me.
have re-piqued my interest in the fact or case that there might be a Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, where they get on there and fucking that show would kick ass. They got Vision and Wanda. In walks Doctor Strange.
That's how they bring
walks
back Quicksilver.
Mephisto, and they're like, fucking, it's not
That's
your
my
kid.
motherfucking
And then
kid.
the fight breaks out, and then Steve has to get in there and like separate them. That shit would be fucking epic
I'll
awesome.
tell you right now, if the first episode is a key party gone wild, and you see Wanda banging Doctor Strange and all, okay, you got me, dude. I'm in. I'm hooked. I'm in it, dude. I want to know what happens. You know,
It's going to get you.
especially when the affair comes out, when they find out.
That she's
What
been
do you
making.
mean you didn't rubber up Doctor Strange? I thought you couldn't like magically pull that. Either of you, Wanda or Doctor Strange, you couldn't just magically pull that shit out. Come on.
Oh, dude, you're just gonna. The first episode just needs to open up on just like you said, a wild tea party, and she's just getting DP'd by Doctor Strange and Mephisto same time. Just
She's a crossbar and a wobbly ape.
yeah,
Oh,
Don't know who it is because they're both
finger
doing it
cuffs.
at the same
Yeah,
time.
she is their personal fucking Chinese finger trap. That's what it needs to be.
So
Well, to close out the Wiccan and Speed, I don't think we should expect a lot of them in this series. Like, we'll
With
see
this-
them, but that's it.
with this analogy, are we saying that the Vision is basically just a really powerful dildo?
Isn't
Yeah.
that what
I mean,
Yep, he's
this is
a
how he is
machine.
anyway?
He's a machine with batteries.
we'll call him Bob,
Bob, yep,
battery operated boyfriend.
there it is. Bob. He's no longer Vision. He's just the Bob.
Is that Vision? No, it's Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, Hey, Doctor Strange.
Like I'm afraid that with the way it's set, it looks like you're at like you said, Full House and The Facts of Life and I Love Lucy, and I'm afraid they're gonna rehash like old sitcom like tropes and episodes with those characters.
It's gonna end up being cheesy.
If Vision comes in and he's like, Wanda, you got some splaining to do, and she's like, I'm done. I'm like, nope, good thing.
Wanda had a hard day at the car wash.
Yeah.
In his suit and his
to the moon, Wanda, to the moon.
Yeah.
Be fine.
No, if they reenact some Archie Bunker type,
swear to God, yeah, dude. If they come in, they start playing the piano to the theme song. Wanda playing the piano and they're singing, dude. I'm out.
Oh, that shit would fucking blow people's minds. If you tried to put some like Archie Bunker type shit on TV today, holy fucking melt the planet. People would fucking riot in the streets.
Oh yeah, we're not. Yeah, I'm good on that. You want to watch it? We have it at the library.
Yeah, the reason that show worked is because it was a different time.
True.
You know, it was offensive, but for some reason it wasn't offensive.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like it was, but you're like, whoa, that guy's a fucking dick, but I guess it's okay to say that.
What was the spinoff from that show?
What? I forgot. I'm dating myself.
The Jeffersons.
Yeah.
I thought the Jeffersons.
I didn't answer because I didn't fucking care.
Yeah, the Jeffersons came out of Archie Bunker when they ended Archie Bunker. The Jeffersons got their own show.
1995 to 1985.
They're moving on up
All in the
to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Oh wow! So they actually ran at the same time for a little bit.
And so,
interesting.
Want to know another really useless fact about that show?
Were they hanging in a chow line because of Good Times?
The mom that was the next door neighbor to the Jeffersons that's actually Lenny Kravitz's mom.
Yeah, I knew. That's crazy. And Good Times is a spinoff of Maude. Is that what it's called? Which is apparently the spinoff of All in the Family. So whoop-de-doo, All in the Family just had a bunch of children, and they made up sitcom kid stuff for the 70s. All right, cool.
And it was all dynamite.
Dino? Yeah. All right. Batwoman, man, let's talk. I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
Oh, there's nothing to talk about. I'm just like you point out, Matt. Better hair. Batwoman season 2. They unleashed the new picture, new paint job. Well, that's a little offensive. Just a different person. And you know what? We'll have to see how it is. That's all I got for it.
New paint job, huh?
Yep. Oh my goodness. What a day.
We also got the news that Supergirl's ending. I don't think anybody really. I don't know.
Sorry.
Corbin does.
Corbin, do you have any feelings on Supergirl ending?
Yes. Honestly, I feel like it's not a surprise because of her personal. I mean, she's having a baby. They just started filming. At least they have a big setup for 20 episodes. I am disappointed that it's another show from the CW verse that.
If they're ending it because she's pregnant, she fucking better be suing.
No, she just had her baby.
She just had her baby. I'm saying that they're starting late because of that, but obviously with her having that transition, you just had a kid. It's been going on for a while. Like I'm imagining
ending it because she had a kid that she better be suing.
Well, she agrees. She's right. She was the one who put the Instagram post saying that she's had a lot of fun on the show. Whatever. It's run its course. Bottom line. There's only so many ways they can spin it. They try to go at it from a different angle, which won some supporters, lost some supporters in terms of the way they were framing their stories. They went on for 6 seasons. CW saved them. Remember, they started off on CBS. They went 1 season. They were cut. And then CW picked it up and gave it a lot more run. So congratulations to that. But at the end of the day, I think it's not about Supergirl. It's really about what CW is doing because Arrow's gone. Supergirl was gone. The one in between those two was The Flash. And we'll have to see how long that runs. Because in my opinion, that's also kind of reached its end. So is this the end of CW versus we know it? Because you have the new Superman show and the new Batwoman or second season of that. But after that, most of these shows are either reruns or offshoots from DC Universe or stuff that's there. I'm throwing a hot take here. This is the first domino to fall. By 2022, CW verse is done.
I don't think so because they're transitioning that show into to like the new Lois and Clark Superman show. I think they're transitioning out this first wave. I wouldn't be surprised if you get like a Blue Beetle show, or you get a live action Static Shock, or you get
Black Lightning.
You
with
get
their budget.
Yeah, but then you just now you're getting Stargirl. So I think you're gonna get more obscure characters that come to the CW verse to replace this current run.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Let's get super obscure characters to make shows about.
Well,
that equals ratings.
Well, but that's,
look at The Boys.
But The Boys is not CW.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like
CW. Like, we're looking at CW like they're like, in my mind, there's levels to this, right?
Yeah.
And
well, yeah.
CW is, I mean, Stargirl you mentioned is not getting new content. They're coming from DC Universe. It's just a show that's already been done that's being carried. It's not like, oh, CW's going to take it. And they were worried about that. Well, if CW takes it, the drop-off in production value is going to be tremendous. We all know this. It's like junk food is what CW is giving us in terms of their DC content. You know what I mean? The most hype they got was Crisis on Infinite Earths. We were all up on that one. And then, what I'm trying to say is, like, they're going to have shows in circulation. But it's the end of the CW verse in terms of generating original content.
Yeah,
I don't see Superman show lasting longer than a year. I love Batwoman to death. I think there's an end to this too.
I think you're right, Corban. You're going to see the superheroes slowly transition out of CW.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go back to having a different type of content again. I think you're right.
I appreciate that.
I think it's ran its course. I think they were on fire for a while. People loved it. They inundated it. They watered it down. They gave us, and then people stopped caring.
Yeah.
And now it's cycling. They're still trying because it's still on that last leg. So people are kind of going towards it, but overall, it's cycling out.
Yeah, that was my thank you. That was all I had. Like, it wasn't really about Supergirl specifically, but it's emblematic of what CW is doing. So yeah, I'm with you. Like, that's what I think. And it'll be Nancy Drew again, the Hardy Boys Part 4. They'll keep going back into the 50s, taking stories from that and remaking.
I think you'll see more shows the likes of like Riverdale.
Yeah, they're just gonna go back into that stuff.
But I mean, CW's always even from a long time ago, they've always had a superhero show.
They're gonna relaunch The Creek
for a long time, and I think there's always going to be one or two. But I think having a bulk of their shows is not going to be there anymore.
They're making Beauty and the Beast the new beginnings.
Like how long ago they have Smallville? It was a pretty good hit, but it was just one thing that was in there, and they had all this other stuff. Like they have lost their formula of what they were doing, and they struck fire for a while. It worked, like I just said, and I think it's ran its course.
Yep, and that's what I feel. This is the first nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I think the end of it just got to a point. I think ending Arrow was actually the beginning of it.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. It was literally what they were all built upon. But I will say, at least for myself, that I thought that it was almost like Arrow was, how you have a show leave. But or let's say a person leave a company, but they left the company in better hands now. Like, I've guided us this way, now you will bring it forward. That was the feeling I had when Arrow left. Okay, Arrow left, but Batwoman's still around, and there's a new Superman show, and Flash is still. I thought there was gonna be a lot more of that. I don't know how much of COVID tied into that, but that perspective, once Crisis was over, was like, oh no, he's not leading us off. He's the first to go, and it's more like a captain leaving a ship as it's about to crash than like a company going sky high. Because once they got Swamp Thing, after it was already canceled, that same one season,
you see the rats are leaving the ship.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, they're keeping content just to have something to run on Saturday nights, but not because they have any new audience they want to rope in. So yeah, that's all I had on that. I appreciate that. But yeah, it was like, hey, Supergirl, goodbye to that, but really just say goodbye to CW and DC after the next year or so, because that's pretty much once the contracts for these current shows run out and you see the lack of interest because of the lack of real support to it, it's been real.
There'll be more shows like Pretty Little Liars.
Right.
Yeah.
Seventh Heaven reboot or something,
Oh, for real though.
So at a time you're seeing a lot of movies get pushed, like you're seeing Black Widow get pushed to May of 2021, Eternals getting pushed to November 2021, Shang-Chi getting pushed to 2021. Then you have Suicide Squad that comes out next year, already getting a spin-off show for a character at HBO Max. Do you think it's a little premature to be giving characters like Peacemaker a spin-off show when the movie hasn't even come out yet?
Yes.
So Peacemaker, the John Cena is playing in James Gunn's Suicide Squad, is getting his own HBO Max spinoff already, and it's going to be written, and several episodes, including the first episode, are going to be directed by James Gunn. Knowing what we know from the first Suicide Squad movie, not that you can really compare the two, it's comparing apples and oranges, but I think it's a little premature to do this. Like, you got to give us the movie before you go with spinoffs.
Well, like, that was my thing. Let's say we said we're going to have a Rick Flag spinoff series before the Suicide movie had come out. We didn't know. Blank slate. Like, we're not comparing the two movies. We're just saying on the premise. There's a Suicide Squad movie coming out, and we're going to take this character, and we're going to also do a show on him. Fine. Then the movie comes out, we're like, what the we don't want to watch this. Now what? Now, if this movie comes
the show has nothing to do with the movie. They can do whatever they want. Then why does it matter?
The show, so the show is the origin story. So it's like Peacemaker leading up to joining the Suicide Squad. So how he becomes Peacemaker, and
so it kind of has nothing to do with the movie then.
Yeah, I guess it makes it a little different.
But the success of the movie is going to drive people to watch that show.
Wait, that is the show coming out before or after the movie?
After.
Okay, that's what I thought. If it's coming after the movie, then a lot of that, I think, Kyle, would depend on how good the movie does. If the movie sucks, why am I interested to watch the show? What is there literally
because
driving?
People are always looking for new content to watch. It's one of the reasons why The Boys were good.
Well, then why wasn't Batwoman season 1 good?
Because it's CW.
We want new content.
Paid services. Paid service TV is different. The way people are attracted to it, it's different.
Okay, I can accept that.
CW, like exactly what you said before, when it was on the DC app, it had a higher quality than CW. Same thing. The quality from these paid services is a little bit better.
You're not.
But
getting,
here's my question:
you're not
on
getting
that.
discount heroes in replacement of the heroes you want.
But
And that's essentially
that's
not to knock her, but that's what Batwoman was on CW. Is she was a discount Batman
to take over from Arrow being the discount Batman. But my thing, my counterpoint to that, Kyle, is that we're comparing. Okay, we compared a streaming service in CW. Now we're comparing the budget you get for a movie and the budget you get for a streaming service. It's more closer to a movie, but it's definitely a step down. You know what I mean?
People are more into shows though than they are movies right now. People are into finding that next awesome show to watch.
Okay, I can get that.
Well, and right now there are no movies, so right now the budget for TV shows has actually been higher and better. Look at Mandalorian's a good example, but if it's an origin
On a
story,
paid service.
due to the fact, on a paid service, that due to the fact that there are no movies, wouldn't you want to, exactly what Kyle was pointing out, wouldn't you want to put out the TV show since it doesn't really have anything to do with the movie and then build up the hype for the movie and try and get that extra revenue in
Well,
there?
I think looking
What's coming before? I would agree.
looking at what we're seeing right now, okay, with COVID and all that, really, movies with smaller productions are what's getting made. I know a lot of like stage companies are saying that they're not even gonna be able to put on a play till late 2021. So you can do things with smaller crews, so it makes TV more, like Chad was just saying, more enticing now. That's why you got the news today that Nick Fury, that Samuel Jackson is going to do a Disney Plus show. One season, get through COVID, make that money.
And it's going to bomb, because how many times is he going to say motherfucker on Disney? Not once. Bomb.
Oh,
Chucker.
he's getting paid. He knows how to do a job. He can go. Motherfucker's an actor. He reads what somebody else wrote.
Right.
Motherfucker wasn't him just being, I'm going to be cool, motherfucker. Somebody wrote that shit for him.
No, that's not true, though.
That's his key phrase, man.
He totally did it by
He
himself.
made his key phrase. Pulp Dude, you know who did that shit? Quentin Tarantino.
No, I will not give him credit. No, I'm playing. Probably was. Yeah, but he made his own.
Actually, Eddie Murphy, if you
Some
really wanted to
motherfucking
get
snakes and
technical.
the
made
motherfucking-
that.
But Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker's been his thing, but
Yeah.
people write stuff for him.
Yeah.
That's
But
he's an
it's-
actor.
Its origin, and I totally hear and agree with what you're saying, but his origin, where he got motherfucker, actually started in Coming to America when he's robbing McDowell's and Eddie Murphy beats the crap out of him with the mop handle, and in the end of it, he's like motherfucker, and from then on, it became his key phrase, and that was the first movie he was ever
Well, that's
in.
because, like Kyle saying, people write it into movies for him.
It's like,
Yeah,
People
that's
go to the
what
movie
that's
just to hear
what I
about
just said.
Samuel L. Jackson say motherfucker.
But he made it his own. Could have been any line.
Here
and
you
it
go.
And
Hey
owned
guys,
it.
I'm gonna write. Can I say motherfucker? No,
That's
he
a
wrote
kick.
it. Somebody
Yeah.
wrote it. He
But if
put
it's
the
iconic-
on it, but he wrote it.
Well, no, I could say the same words you can, but if I say it better or more, it sticks with the person more, then it becomes the brand. It becomes
Just
Nobody
like-
said words
Just
better
like
than
no,
me.
sir, that is an incorrect statement has become iconic for Kyle.
There you go. Exactly. But like Star Wars will never work for Chad. Like it rings for certain people. You know what I mean? Like it's just that thing. That's what I mean. Like you can give the writer credit, but he's been saying this for years after that. So at this point, great job to the writer for rolling that rock down the hill. But Jackson's kept it going, and it's gonna come to
He
a
owns
stop.
it.
And I guarantee they say, "Hey, Samuel L. Jackson, we're Disney, and you're going to be on a show, so we're going to give you this much money. You're going to say motherfucker. You're not going to say motherfuckers. Go, nope, I'm not going to say motherfucker.
Does
No,
he
and I
say it in
totally
any,
You don't write
does
it in
he
the
say
script,
it in any
right?
Avengers movie? In any Marvel movie so far, has he said the
He
F word?
started to before he phased
Yeah.
out.
Yes,
He started to
absolutely. At
before
the
he
end.
phased out the end of Infinity War.
Yep.
He did. Bingo.
He goes, "Mother-"
And then they did, and then he
As a parody, but he doesn't say it through the entire thing.
it don't matter how he says it. He's gonna reference it. Something's gonna happen.
They're gonna
He'll
end
start
every
to say it,
episode like
and
that.
an
It's
explosion
gonna be
will
like,
happen.
That wasn't in the
motherfucker. He's
movie.
gonna
That
roll
was
credits.
that was in a teaser.
But no, it was at the end of the movie. Isn't that part of the movie? Before the credits, in between the credits, mid-credit scene, that happens. That's definitely part of the movie. Last I checked,
Mid-credit scene.
that's part of the movie.
No, it's
When
not.
the credits stop, and are you really
Once
going to
the
say that the mid-credit
Once
scene is
the
not part of
credits
the movie?
go up, the movie
What
is
do you call
over.
the mid-credit scene? What do you call that? It's mid-credit toward the end of the movie, but it is part of the movie.
It's
You call
called
that,
bonus material.
no,
Yeah,
that's what they call it on
Act
the
3. It's Act 3.
exactly. That's what they call on the DVD. I
Once
cannot
the
believe
credits
y'all.
are up,
Wait, I'm gonna leave after the movie because that stuff that's bonus material. No, that's part
once
of the
the
movie.
credits go up, it's Finn.
Once the credits are finished, it's Finn because the credits are part of the movie too. Because they're giving credit to the people who made this happen.
But is it though? Because
Finn.
then the after the credits scene usually ties into the next movie that's coming out, so it's not technically part of the movie you just watched. It's tying into the next movie.
Hyping you up for the next one.
From
Yeah.
the beginning, when you see the production teams and the studios that did it, to the last person who played a part in this movie, that is the movie. Now, if you want to talk about just the story, fine. But the entire,
All we're doing is talking semantics now.
Yeah.
that's true. You can agree or just not agree and you're going to agree with me? Okay.
That's right.
Damn, I killed that.
Yeah.
Finn Star Wars.
But yeah, that's okay. Next.
I'm gonna miss it and
What's
that
next?
person. And I'm not that interested in Nick Fury.
I mean,
They'd
I mean,
have
why
to
do I
they'd
care?
have to really write it really, really well for me to be interested in it.
Yeah.
Isn't Finn French for end?
Yes.
Okay.
Finished. Yeah.
Sam fucking made me start doubting myself.
Hey, Sam said I'd agree with you if you played dodgeball.
Dude, if dodgeball was closer to my house, dude, I'd be dodging. You'd be dodging my motherfucking balls.
I wanted to go this week. I'll be
That's
the
called teabagging, Kyle.
I seen those posts on Facebook of Sam doing dodge. I really want to go play
It
dodgeball.
looked exciting, dude.
I know I'd be winded in like 17 seconds, and I would be out. I would pray for somebody to hit me, But
if I had gone home early, like,
dude,
planning on
I
going,
think that's what we should all go and be on separate teams so we can fucking nail each other with balls. Just imagine how much better we'd feel if I got to nail Matt right in the fucking face.
No.
With a big red fucking rubber ball, man.
What we need to do is we need to form our team, and then we need to get those guys from that one show, and they can form their own team.
oh my God,
Absolute Geek.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, from the other geek, the ones that crashed the show, and then we can fucking just dodge balls. Hey, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Sam says I hype Corban up and he pussed out.
Oh, if Corban goes, I'll go.
Listen, I'll be there Wednesday. I didn't come this Wednesday. No, I'll be there next Wednesday. I didn't come this Wednesday. I wasn't feeling good. But I will be there next Wednesday. 8, I get off.
It's like an hour from my house.
Yeah.
It's literally 15 minutes away from mine. I looked it up and I was
That's
like,
the problem with it. Like when Sam first posted, I was like, hell yeah.
yeah. Oh, no.
It all sounds fun, but for me
Yeah.
to drive to Mesa, that's an excursion.
Gilbert.
Yeah.
Isn't it
I
Gilbert?
mean, Gilbert. But it's Gilbert. But
To me,
like,
that's all the same thing. At
Dude,
that point, it's all far.
but yeah, your boy had toots, and the toots isn't what you want to be trying to run around with. That's just not. This is not what you want to do.
But I might have to eat it and just fucking fill my gas tank up and fucking drive out there because it sounds like fun.
Come this Wednesday. So like I'm useless in dodgeball. Like I'm great at dodging and I can run. I'm good. I'm just one of those people, the last man standing on the team, and it's a wrap because I can't hit for shit.
So you're like Justin Long.
What?
So you're like Justin Long and dodgeball.
Like I'll be there, the team will go and I'll see he get knocked out and she get knocked out. I'm like, I'm the last one. And that's great. I can dodge for a while and I'm good at deflecting balls and all sorts of things.
I bet you are good at deflecting balls.
Shut up, bro. But like, I'm not gonna hit you because I'm not a great thrower. If it's not basketball, we aren't even good for anything.
Because you throw like a girl.
Well, I throw hard, I just don't throw accurately. Like I'm trying to chuck at you and you right here.
Throws it and hits some guy in the audience.
Sam said we have to get the league built up and then we can set up a West Valley League.
Oh, I might have to contribute to that.
I get to be the pirate guy.
Oh, you mean Steve the Pirate?
Who's
Now
Steve
you
the
know his
Pirate?
name.
Arg.
Who's Steve the Pirate?
I'm gonna be Rip Torn.
You're gonna be Patches of Houlihan?
I just let him all weeks to keep warm. Oh,
That means
good.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Are you gonna drink your urine because it's sterile and you like the taste?
Yeah.
My father-in-law has been throwing wrenches at me all week to warm up.
Oh, but like the fact it's a league, oh yeah, I can, you know, someone got started for MVP. God, no, I'm just kidding. I haven't done any athletic thing in like weeks.
God,
Me neither.
shit,
Last
it's
time I
been
did
a
it,
long
I
time.
and I remember walking back from playing basketball. I was like, oh, I'm out of shape, and here we are.
Like I told you a couple weeks ago, I went around the block with Newbie and I was winning by the time I got to the end of the street. We had to fucking turn around and walk back because my back hurt and shit.
I need to do some light jogging. In fact, I'm glad I didn't go this Wednesday because I want to embarrass myself. People hyping me up. It's better me not show up and keep the intrigue than show up and be like, oh, like my reflexes are shot.
Not all of us were sitting there on Facebook doing 25 push-ups in 25 days there, Sam.
Oh,
So
Yeah, exactly. With kids on him and all sorts of different environments to keep it fresh. No, you're right. We can't all be that cool.
It would be fun to do it like a podcast versus podcast to like promote the local podcast scene.
should.
Dude,
Dude, one
pretty fun.
glorious day.
So we can do it as a tournament, man, and we can knock out Grizzled Geek first.
Sam says I will personally pay $50 to the first guy to do a backflip in game.
I'm good, bro. Oh my gosh.
We should do a podcast for podcast. Get Grizzled Geek, get a Couch Crunchers, get
We'll knock
fucking
Grizzled Geek out first.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, let's do that. Flip side, no, I'm fine. That'd be a bomb.
No, we gotta knock out Couch Crunchers first.
I don't know, man. I think they'd give us a run for our money.
They might.
I think they would knock us out.
They got Sam. They've got at least one athletic person on their team.
I'll tell y'all what.
Honestly, I'll be honest, man. Team Absolute Geek, we're going to be like Cobra Kai, so I'm just putting it out there. We're going to keep playing hard.
We'll be all right.
No mercy.
It's all right. We'll be all right.
Next week's game is going to be on Facebook Live, he said.
Oh my God, how much fun would that be?
Wait, not next week. Like the week, not the week. The week
Next
Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I have to read. I'm not built for the TV.
He's already.
Wait. I'm not really a TV person.
Team Absolute Geek. You have to come wearing an Absolute Geek shirt.
I'll do it. I already got my outfit for dodgeball and laser tag. It's my black bandana. It's my black shirt. It's my self suit. I'm gonna wear it. I'll wear it Wednesday. Absolute Geek shirt. I got it.
As long as I get to wear flip flops.
How you gonna play dodgeball in flip flops, bro?
Dude, I'm a fucking ninja, dude. I can do anything in flip flops.
Sam said he was the first out in the first game last week. Took a shot to the nuts. That's where I would go out. As the first person who got hit in the nuts, I'd laugh so hard I can't breathe anymore. Sam's Corban's already pussing out.
Yes, he is.
Why are you coming for me, Sam? Why are you coming for me? Okay, I said I'll be there. It's recorded. It's recorded. Okay, like people are hearing this. You got it. You got it.
Send me the address because I want to see how fucking far it is.
It's probably far.
Gilbert High. I'll say yeah.
Probably like 45 miles for me.
It's like a 45-minute drive, I'm sure.
That's crazy. Make it a little excursion. I mean, that's still an excursion, but
it's
Goodbye,
a lot
Grizzly
to have
Geek.
balls in my face.
how hard?
On your face.
Hour.
They looked like they were using volleyballs.
balls.
I bet you that leather probably slaps when you get hit with
Nah,
it.
man, you need those PE
Well, that's what I mean, like,
rubber balls, dude. Those things sting.
The
I
red
said-
ones.
And they make that noise when they hit you.
Corban
It's
just
in the
put the address in the chat.
Yes, it did. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, God. Elliott Road, I already know that's far.
so like when I first heard, I was like Gilbert High. When I first heard about this last week, I was like, oh, that might be far. I'm like, wait, I'm in Gilbert. I Google it. It's like go straight, go. I'm like, oh, it's not bad.
Let's see.
The one time that I can say that, because literally everything else I have to go to is at least 45 minutes away. So I'm actually happy this is.
Oh. My knees and back hurt just thinking about it already.
I'm with Matt. I'm like, unless there's a tiger on the course, I ain't running for shit.
The fastest route is 40 miles.
Is there an ambulance on standby ready to go for all of middle-aged fucks that can't move anymore?
Right?
I mean, if it's on Facebook Live, I'd imagine, right? You
I
guys
had
have
a buddy that had
personnel.
a flag football tournament years ago, and after that, man, it damn near killed all of us. We had like only 4 guys per team, and God, I think there was 15 teams, and of course, one of the dudes showed up with the fucking CSU football team and kicked our asses. But man, it was at the end of it, all I could think was, I haven't hurt like this since ever in my
like
life. I hurt so goddamn.
It's like when you build up the courage to play tackle on your fucking Turkey Day park game, and then you're just all sore for the next 3 weeks after that. You take that first hit, and you're like, this was a mistake, and you just gotta lay there and contemplate your life as you look up at the sky. Your knees making this weird clicking noise all of a sudden.
Trying to run, and your body's just like, dude, no. It's not gonna happen. And your brain's like, I'm running so fast, and you look down, and you're at a like real steady mall wogging pace.
Okay, yeah, I gotta be ready. I gotta start my stretches. If it's a league, I wonder if they already assigned teams. Keeps winning. All right, let's do this.
You're like, man, I've come so far. You take a book and you look back, and you've actually come like 5 steps.
The only guarantee I could give you is you'll get hit with a ball.
Yeah,
That's a solid guarantee.
Yeah, I mean,
That should be on the shirt.
yeah.
That's
Dodgeball. East Valley Dodgeball. The only guarantee we have is you're going to get hit with a ball.
Nah, it's. Whew.
Corban's like, not me. I'm like a ninja.
I'm really good at ducking. I'm really. That's one thing I'm good at. I'll give myself that. As far as the throwing, we'll see. But
Corban, dodge like a butterfly.
Sting like a beaver.
Sting like a beaver.
dodge like a fly, sting like a mosquito, or something like that. We got to notch it down several notches. But yeah, that should be fun. I'm sorry for not being able to show up this Wednesday. I am sorry for him. But
Yeah, he's already apologizing for not showing up.
Right.
Wait! Apologizing for not coming under 30. I already said I said it 4 different times. I'll be there.
As he was apologizing for already not showing up.
For this last one. But listen, I just didn't feel. I didn't say. I said.
Is there a way?
I was definitely going because otherwise I would have felt bad for not not saying I wasn't. I was very interested. I was going, and then I just like, I couldn't make it.
Is there a way that we can get video of Corban playing dodgeball? That's all.
It's going to be on
want.
Facebook Live. You can watch it live.
All I want.
Dude, I want video of all of us playing dodgeball.
We need to get out there.
I have no desire to have any video of me playing dodgeball.
I can promise you this. If we go and one of us takes a ball to the face, that clip is going to be the opening to next week's show.
Dude.
Just all of us playing dodgeball and just taking one to the face.
You have to go. Y'all have to go. If I'm already going to be, y'all have to do it.
Even if I was the one taking the ball to the face, that would be pretty fucking epic. That would be pretty awesome.
To the face.
Thank you. Yeah, well.
And you're going to see it in every direction. It's going to be like the jump clip to doot-a-doot. Like you're just taking it repeatedly to the slow motion to the face. Like it's just going to be repeatedly played. Yep. What's up? Yep, that's how it's going to be next week.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
All right, let's get into a little bit of odd news.
Tonight, the Six Sad World primetime special with people just like you, only more pathetic.
It's a bit nutty.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Massachusetts man dies after overdosing on black licorice.
I've done that twice.
The acid in the black licorice caused the man's potassium levels to plummet, causing him to die.
That's unfortunate. I hate licorice. I have another reason. It caused me death for the innocent man. That's sad.
Chad.
Oh, I bit my lip.
Oh, help me, please. Bit my lip.
My lip.
Look, he's already got an injury before next week's dodgeball game. He can't go because he bit his lip.
I just did it.
I've done that twice.
Yeah,
Black licorice is nasty.
it is.
Fuck, I love that shit.
You like black licorice?
Ah, fucking
In your
love it.
mouth.
How could you not like black licorice? That shit is
Easy.
so good. I've done that twice. Man, oh geez, I've done that.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration warned that if you're 40 years old or older, eating 2 ounces of black licorice a day for at least 2 weeks could land you in the hospital with an irregular heart rhythmia.
All right, Chad. Let's put that to the test.
I like black licorice, but 2 ounces a day? Like, fuck me.
That's like 4 of them.
For
No,
2 weeks.
God, that's more than that.
2 ounces for 2 weeks a day. You can
Do
do
it,
it.
man. Do it,
Do it,
Chad.
Chad.
That's like fucking 8 boxes of Good and Plenty a day. Who the fuck is eating 8 boxes, 10 boxes of fucking Good and Plenty?
Just do 1 box. Do 4 black licorices. That's 2 ounces.
Fuck, man, I gotta find out. Now I'm curious, like how many boxes of Good and Plenty do you got to eat to get 2 ounces of that shit in your body a day? Like, that's a fuck ton. You're going to get diabetes before you get fucking licorice poisoning.
What are you here for? Liquor poisoning. Too much booze, huh? Get a whole black licorice, stupid.
No, I quit drinking years ago.
Yeah, shit.
The UFO that was spotted in New Jersey last week, well, some of us were spot on, as it turned out to just be a Goodyear blimp.
I thought so.
Told you it was Ice Cube saying that he's a pimp.
No, it was going to. Yeah, it was clearly not what we thought it was.
So, wait a minute. I have some questions all of a sudden. If the government came out and said that UFOs are actually really real, why are they still going back if it wasn't real? And if it was that, why would they go back now and be like, no, it was just a blimp?
Well, that's the thing. It really just was a blimp. Like they've already. That's true. What do they have to hide? If it was a blimp, it was a blimp. They're not trying to keep any purpose.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just asking. Generally, I'm not saying it wasn't a blimp. I'm not saying that a lot of fools didn't make a mistake. I'm saying it sounds a lot like the government used to sound. Like, oh, it's just a blimp. It was a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Like, you already came out and told us the shit's real. Why not just go, fuck it? Yeah, it was. It was a UFO.
Because what happens is some of them aren't.
Then, you're starting speculation that doesn't need to be there.
No, just let it be.
Yeah.
Just let it be.
You're saying the other ones are, but this, yes, look, it's a blip. Look, it says Goodyear across it.
You're saying aliens ain't cut Goodyears?
Look, it says Goodyear across that UFO.
Fucking aliens come down and they're like sponsored. BF Goodrich. Is that a flying saucer? Couldn't be, but it's in the shape of a flying saucer. Nope, says BF Goodrich. Couldn't be, it's a blimp.
It says playoffs next Tuesday.
It says Oscar Mayer. It's a Wienermobile. Dude, it is flying in the fucking sky. It's a saucer. Nope. Says fucking.
No, it says tune
wieners
in
on it.
to TNT for MLB postseason.
It says Lakers Nuggets Game 6 tomorrow night.
I went to Earth and visited them. How'd it go? Did they spot you? No. I just put fucking tire company. I put Goodyear on the side of a fucking UFO. They don't know any better.
I just slapped Nissan on the side of it and nobody knew the difference. What the fuck is Nissan?
You need a cloaking device. Come out and there's just a big Goodyear sticker on the fucking.
How are we going to infiltrate this earth? They like advertising.
Factory caught washing and recycling and reselling used condoms.
Hey, rubber takes a long time to break down. I don't blame them.
A factory
in just turn it inside out and shake the fuck out of it.
A factory in Vietnam has been busted for washing and recycling thousands of used condoms and then selling them onto unsuspecting customers.
Who the fuck is collecting these used condoms?
Police swooped on an apartment in the south of the country where they found over 300,000 unlabeled and unpackaged condoms.
Those are the ones that they give out at schools because they're cheap.
The owner of the illicit facility said she washed them and then dried the condoms before remolding them on a wooden dildo.
Good for her.
What do you do for a living? I collect used condoms.
Hey man, if the Dawn can work on fucking oil covered animals, that shit can work on semen covered rubber. I'm just saying. All you gotta do is just wash it.
And then you're good.
Turn it inside out.
Shake the fuck out of it.
Just go like this.
Just hang it on the fucking line outside, right by the tip, and just let it blow in the wind. Let it air dry.
Can you imagine looking outside?
Just seeing condoms fucking air drying.
Martha, look at this. Is that an alien? No, it's condoms on the line.
Didn't you see the Goodyear on the side of the car?
It's funny. Or you get in that tight spot and she's like, do you have a rubber? And you're like, no, but hold on, my neighbor does. And you just walk out to the line and snatch one up and away you go, huh? Wash that bad boy.
Helping
It's
the
all good.
community.
Yeah, that's right.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
And our last odd news story is mother of two who married a tree celebrates their first wedding anniversary.
Married a tree? What
Yeah.
the fuck you marry a tree?
That's not odd news. That's crazy news. I had no comment on that. I literally, wow, congratulations.
You tree. Let's do this.
Kate Cunningham, who changed her surname to Elder when she married an elder tree, tied the knot and said that the pair are more loved up than ever and they're having no plans to divorce.
Wow.
They're turning over a new leaf in their
Well, at least you know that the tree is not
Turning over a new leaf.
and having a pair.
I had to. It was right there.
The tree's not going to go out to get a pack of cigarettes.
Right. She celebrated her first year of marriage with two friends and some elderflower campers, leaving her boyfriend and two kids at home. She made her 50-year-old son is a little embarrassed.
A
Do you
little?
think?
A little?
Hey, can you watch the kids? I gotta go to the store. Now you're not talking to me?
And now you know where the other lady got the wooden dildo from.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow.
How the fuck do you marry a tree?
The same way you marry yourself.
You say I do.
Anything.
Hey, man.
I'm
People are
sure that marriage is not legally binding. I don't know. Let's ask the resident lawyer if Sam's still in the chat. Would that be a legally binding marriage to a tree, Sam?
I think you do common law.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Got a little book dirty, got some sap on it, you know.
if there's no men in the forest,
Mhm.
can the trees? Can anybody still hear her bitching at the tree? Like, hey, you didn't take the trash out, you know. All you do is leave all these fucking leaves around.
That's
Can't you
sexist.
pick this shit up.
That's sexist because you think only straight women bitch?
Oh no, they all bitch.
People are just people. You're right.
Everyone.
Have I mentioned I'm divorced?
Yeah.
No, I hadn't quite heard that one.
She's not bad looking.
She's not a bad looking tree.
Oh my god.
She's not bad looking.
Oh. No, neither is the tree, as Kyle said. Well, they're a nice looking couple.
Yeah.
Made for each other. They look good in the
Oh,
picture.
bad looking tree.
He dresses up well. Oh man.
She's obviously not the faithful one in
Leave
the
your
relationship.
leaves all around.
She's not the faithful one in the relationship, so she had to leave her boyfriend and kids at
Yeah.
home to go see her tree husband.
Yeah.
Did you just
How
bark at
can
me?
you leaving your trees everywhere, your
Did you
leaves
just-
everywhere?
Did you just bark at me?
I was about to say that.
Fucking
You
A.
barking at me? Oh fucking! I got a chainsaw. Don't fucking bark at me.
Yeah, sap all over me, baby. Sap all over me.
Sap all over my dick.
Sap on my face. Ah.
Sap it to me, baby.
Ooh, you have me on a quiver.
Wow.
Fuck, man, there is just some weird fucking shit. No wonder the aliens come here and watch us with Goodyear stickers on their
Right.
UFOs. They're like, fucking, this is better than TV.
They don't want to make themselves known because they're like, this place is just fucking weird.
They're like, don't let them see you. You're fucking weird enough already. Don't touch them, you'll catch something. You don't want it. Look at what it does to them.
Got enough problems as it is.
Buried a fucking tree.
I hate when you sap too early.
Last night was great, but you gave me a splinter.
Morning wood, huh?
Oh my god! All right.
I'm done.
Your trunk is a good size. I'm just being nice.
I'll just put a junk in her trunk joke in the comment. Yeah.
Oh man.
Rough.
Right.
That's how you know the show has ended.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Anybody,
say,
anybody got another one they want to fire off real quick before we get out of here?
All done, all good.
Make like a tree and leaf.
Yeah.
I already did the turn a new leaf jokes. I'm out now.
All right. Well, anybody got anything else you want to talk about tonight before we head out?
No.
Nope.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank everyone who hung out in the chat tonight. All our last awesome listeners: Sam, Mike from Grizzle Geek, TK, Corban, who's all active up in there, Michael Ford, Kyle, who's all active up in there, Solo Wookie, everyone in the chat. Thanks for coming out tonight. Guys, if this is your first time finding us, you had a good time, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, turn that bell on so you get those notifications when we go live every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, right here on YouTube. If you want to listen to the playback on Monday, you can do so on any of your podcasting platforms. If you like the show, please leave us a review, as it goes a long way to helping us in the podcasting standings.
Especially when you give us 1 star and call us douchebags.
Yep, that makes it all
Never
more fun
better
for us. Guys, that'll do it for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast. I am Matt.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Corban.
I'm Solo Woogie.
And tune in next week to see if we actually want to play dodgeball and anybody hit the face or nuts with the ball. Because it'll be up there. We'll see you guys next time.
Tune in next week to see if we play dodgeball.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, you guys.
Inquiring minds are going to know.
You guys totally have.
I can.
Come on, y'all.